All right, going live. It usually counts down to, hey, we're live from my basement. It's Thursday night. Woo. All right. Yes, as we have a special guest, Noel's daughter Monica, who's totally embarrassed to be in here. That is fantastic. Yeah, and yet you've been coming back for how long?
I know.
Why?
Glutton for punishment.
Glutton for punishment is right. So,
we're happy to have you back.
Welcome to another evening of Dave's Imagination presents. She doesn't know. Dark Queen Ascension. The fall. That's okay, because half the time I forget.
Wait a minute, is she the Dark Queen?
Are you the Dark Queen?
She got the hair for it.
Let's jump over here. OBS. Everyone wave hi. There's the Queen. Last week I forgot to change it over to the corner to the screen cam. Oops. No one commented. Told me if they liked that better. No big surprise. But
Video out?
Do we have a video?
Smarty.
Yeah. Monica's watched it twice. That's not true.
At least once.
Yeah, I think I watched it once.
All right, let's go ahead. Do Leonard's favorite part. That is popping.
Hey, Leonard, there's sushi in the refrigerator.
And
Yeah,
Sushi?
yeah.
Really?
we got it at Kroger.
Let's go ahead and run the intro.
Yeah.
So what was the question? You were yeah. So in that video, I have all the. Let's go jump over
Yeah.
Fork
to
is clean. Okay.
When we watched it, I remember.
game layout bar. There. This time I got in the right spot. As I seem to be jamming out on the mic here tonight. Maybe I'm excited because Monica's here. So we got a corner camera. We got a screen camera. We can jump over to Google and our Foundry screen. And looky, there we are. Now it's time for our.
Recap.
So tell us about it, Monica. What happened last week?
Some giants came along.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's a trick question. We didn't meet last week.
When last we met, we had Christiana had ran and got the Constable Jessup and had gone to, the name of the inn is Dragon Turtle Inn. The Dragon Turtle Inn to confront and saw Varinka and Olak there and kind of outed Strider and Ruckus as, hey, these guys have the ability to change into a shark and happened to be in town the same time that poor old fisherman, beloved grandfather, had been.
It gets piled on deeper every time it comes up.
Was sitting on the dock of the bay, fishing,
Nobel Prize winner.
trying to feed his family. When out of the blue, he's brutally attacked, and the remains of his body show leftover shark's teeth. At the same time that two people that can turn into sharks are in port. And Christiana merely comes in and says, take them into custody. We want them for more talking. She said a little bit more harshly than she intended, maybe. She really just wanted to do more talking, which we started to do last week. And in that conversation, one thing that was pretty interesting was when they talked about, well, we went to Arviatourus' lair and we raided her lair. Oh, no, we didn't. Mostly.
Toured.
It is such a strong word.
Yeah, we went there
Souvenirs.
and took a couple souvenirs.
We toured. It was
A nature hike.
We hit the gift shop.
And not but moments later, the bells start tolling. The village, the port is being raided, and lo and behold, a ship, too big to be a human ship, floats past our the horde breaker, and from its bowels, Ruckus sees this giant ship and decides to go pursue it as a shark. At the same time, Gorgok in the sky is circling high above as this ship, this giant's ship, comes into port. And bells are tolling, and Jessup, the constable, is freaking out. Right, he's freaking out, and he says, "Whoa, what's going on?" And at first thing he thinks is Arviaturus, the dragon, has come back. And, you raided his lair. What are you doing? Tell me you didn't take anything. Well, can't say we didn't take anything. But he runs out there, and it's not Arviaturus. Thank goodness. It's only 6 friggin' giants, frost giants. And so everyone, our adventurers, Olak and Vrika says, "Can we help?" And of course, and our heroes all start rushing toward the dock to confront these giants, and the battling ensues. Olak with his boots of fire, flaming speed, zooms up there. And some battling happens, pot shots by dragons, and
A lot of fighting.
Shots.
pot shots. Some.
Fireballs, walls of fire.
We dropped one of them, didn't we?
You dropped 2 of them.
Yeah.
Dropped 2 of them.
And the third one's been seriously knockered.
Who has?
A third one has been knockered. Pretty good.
And so we had this battle, and throughout this battle, two of the giants fall. Barely a scratch on our heroes. 2 of the giants fall, and when one of them points toward the other side of this building as our target, and she casts some sort of spell on herself, and she literally jumps over the building, lands straight in front of Varinka, who craps her pants, but maybe a little, maybe a little wetness in there.
She's used to being the big one.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the tall one.
And so thinking about it, and she wisely pulls from her pack these 2 bowling ball sized blue gems that were the eyeballs of the skeleton that was guarding Arviaturus' lair, sets them on the ground, and backs away slowly.
So those counted towards the nothing else we were supposed to touch. That thing.
And
Technically,
so,
they were at the front of the layer, not in the layer.
so she picked this giant frost giant lady, magical giant, glares at Varinka, picks up the eyes, and starts to head toward Arviaturus' lair. And as they leave, people start taking shots at him again. What are you thinking? Okay, we want to continue with this battle, but that is where we left off.
Oh, wait.
People kept shooting at him as they were walking.
Yeah.
Did you? Okay.
Marika said, "Let them go."
Yes.
Ah!
But maybe not everybody heard.
You were biting the ankles of the guy in the water. Marika, after she turned it over, said, "Let him go."
I was like a block away.
I just brought my spiders in as support, and we'll watch them leave. I didn't signal them to attack.
I was like half a
Boyne
block
was going to
away.
follow at a distance, he said.
Want to see what
Varinka said that Strider may not have had the spiders attack, but Christiana absolutely did. With her marksman, saw just a hair of one frost giant and poked the giant right in the side of the head with
I think I missed both shots.
No, you hit.
No, one of them hit.
At least one of them hit.
Ignores all but full cover. 26 to hit. 1d6 damage. Self for Crimson Right. 14 points damage. Brand of Castigation tracks the target. Second shot hits at 17. 10 points of damage. So yeah, she took another shot.
So this one, at least, I put a little mark on here for your brand. This map is friggin' huge, so the stuff doesn't show very well. But that's where we pick up, right? We pick up top of the order with Olak.
That's right.
Olak So where is Olak in this mess? Let's see.
That's a good question.
You're down here behind. Actually, everyone's rushed behind this building and left you behind. You can see perched on top
Right.
is Grolgark. And I guess you can still see, more or less see, I guess, this one.
Well, one of those buildings is no longer there, right? It's now.
It's the
Missing
one I'm next.
pieces.
Well,
That
they
one.
tore chunks off of it.
Yeah, this one's still there.
Assuming it, yeah.
I envision the giants just going, swiping the corner of the building, grabbing a handful of materials, and just chucking it at people. All
I
right,
thought
so
they had like picked up the building, like dropped it on the
nah,
rock.
not quite that big. Oh, and just for scale again, I brought this up to help share. So here's our scale of giants.
Jeez.
So here we are down here, right? And
Drink is the abnormally tall one of that group.
yeah, sure. And then here's what we're battling for. Get a sense of scale, right?
That's scary.
So they're probably as tall as a 2-story building, 30 feet, I think is what it said. So that might make sense. So Olak, you're behind this building. That one giant just jumped over your head, and you somewhere from behind, you hear Varinka shout, "Let him go!"
All right, I will slowly in quotes, follow after them. But I will not attack this round. I will wait and see if they start destroying buildings again. Because I was originally going to let them just walk through, but they started trampling over stuff. So I will wait and see if they start doing that again. So I'll move my 75 feet I can move without
Yep.
burning up.
All right.
He's moving that.
So just to clear, they're just walking like around the buildings, or they're like smashing stuff as they go?
Well, every time they smash something, they threw it at someone
Yeah,
in retaliation of being attacked.
yeah. I'm saying right now.
Right now,
They're
they've grabbed these stones, and the boss lady is saying that way.
Okay.
And as they do, we hear, bing, and
Not the bee.
the party. Someone from the party,
Technically, she's not
Don't
part of
even
the
go there
party.
yet.
some part of the village defense.
There you go. Better.
Terminology is important. Words hurt.
Shot one of them in the head with a couple of toothpicks.
And so Olak rushes up, and Olak, I mean, you rush around, and you all of a sudden see 3 giant spiders also.
I saw those originally. I'm at least hoping they're from Strider.
All right. So that's Olak. The frost giants.
I will dodge also.
All right,
In
good
case
idea.
that's important.
Good idea. The lady frost giant looks at this one and says, "Come, variant, sure. Leave the peons to their
No,
recovery."
they're speaking like giant.
Yeah, they're giant.
So
So
Varinka-
Varinka can understand, right? And we need to get these eyes back to our forefather at the lair. And so they start to move off. And I'm just going to guess at 30 feet. And then we'll dash again.
Stomp that town.
Trample a shit at a kid in this square.
Poor townsperson.
Yeah. Ah!
Don't look up the kilt. Oh.
And Christiana.
You guys ran all this way, like took 10 turns to run over here, and now they're going that
What
way.
took you so long?
That was part of the reason I did shoot at them. I was like, spent like so much time getting here. By the time I got here, the battle's over.
Oh, hold that thought. We are back at the docks. I forgot one very important giant that is left over. You just bit his leg.
Yeah.
He reaches down. What form are you in?
I'm a shark, I think.
Are you shark or were shark? It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I don't.
You're about to become a flying shark.
Yeah. Sharknado!
Sharknado.
He plunges his hand down to grapple you.
Okay.
All right. I rolled a number. You can roll a strength or dexterity to try to break it.
Okay. So in this form, strength is probably better, I would think.
Durability. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So
There's
strength.
triangle ones here.
8.
Yeah.
Did not see that coming.
He grabs you by either your tail fin or your leg, whichever you choose. He does a couple of these, and he throws you.
Yeah, I would think I'd be in shark form at this point.
He throws you.
Sushi's back on the menu, boys.
Let's see how far he throws you. Let's do this. Let's do this number. It's going to be at least 30
I could also be a merman, but that hasn't come in handy yet.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. He throws you over the boat to, we'll say there.
I went through.
Oh, you're lucky.
Yeah, I just thought he was going to throw me on land.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he just is like, he doesn't want to come across you again.
Mhm.
So he does that, and then he starts booking it. Perfect.
I execute a perfect
Yeah, we can take him.
Olympic dive back in the water, or do I
We
take
can put
damage
him
from
down.
the
He's
water?
already half dead. Anyway.
No, you're
No, I don't
You're
think
aerodynamic.
you're
I don't take bludgeoning.
you didn't
anyway,
have to
so
take
yeah.
bludgeoning anyway. Yeah, that's right. And so
I
that's the
love it.
frost giant. Christiana, we are to you. Verika says, "Don't shoot." What do you do?
Scroll up. No, other way.
I
Hear
ran past
you.
you and said, "Don't."
Right. I can see Strider there, right?
You can see Strider.
I've
Yeah,
been looking
These are
for
me.
Strider.
Okay.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
The one closest to the building.
So,
by person.
Yeah,
The other
that's
one's
the
echo.
direction I'm gonna move in towards Strider.
Who's the one who's highlighted right now?
He is.
All right.
He's a woman with green
Oh, yeah.
hair.
You want to describe your companion for everyone? We really didn't take time to do that last week.
Yeah, we did a little bit. I'd actually forgotten about that. What did I say? That it looked kind of like a mechanical dog, so like a four-legged.
Mechanical?
Yeah.
Is that a robot dog?
Yeah. He's also
Artificer.
artificer.
So, Ken would really be digging that.
Ken hasn't seen it because Ken was running at like 100 feet per second.
All the world's a blur.
So that's only 30 feet. You still have actions and now, mind you, the bells that probably have stopped by now as everyone is ran. But you have buildings with massive gapes of holes in them.
Perfect time.
Perfect time. Sure.
Okay.
So you run up to Strider, and what do you do?
No, I should probably start off there. Hey, Strider, I've been looking for you.
Have you now? A little busy at the moment.
Well, it's a good time with the distractions going on.
No, not really.
I got these giants to deal with. I'm wrangling spiders. I'm swamped.
Exactly.
You are on deck.
Oh.
So have you seen
Ruckus.
Ruckus lately?
No, I have not. Been a little focused over here with the giants attacking your town that we're trying to help with.
Granted, it's only been, how long has it been since?
5 minutes, 10 minutes since you turned invisible and escorted them to the shore.
Yeah, but did she even see us?
No.
No.
But that is how long it's been since Strider has seen him. You haven't seen Ruckus in the last, 5 minutes.
No, that's not true because you went in, you had a long discussion with them. Had to be more than 5 minutes.
You're right.
Half an hour.
We'll call it a half hour. You're right. There was some time in the.
He's got memory issues, so by now he's forgotten it.
You're rewriting his character now.
Making it up as I go.
Too far off the mark. No, I have not seen Ruckus lately. I've been a little focused on other things, like trying to help save your town.
Well, Ruckus and I didn't leave it on the best of terms, so I was wondering if you could point me in his direction.
Smooth talk it.
Did he ask about me?
Play that up. You know? Be vulnerable.
A lover's tiff.
Are you really having this discussion in the middle of the square while giants are ravaging the
Spiders are under control for the moment.
All right. The thought has been conveyed, right? Ruckus, you've just been thrown over the boat.
Sploosh.
So I guess,
I can see my house
you
from
kind of cut off the
here.
conversation. The conversation is having, with Glenn kind of above the table is that, if there's a demonstration of, because, Christian is based off of, like, the Witcher character, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know who of you have watched The Witcher, but...
So that's a no.
That's
TV show. Right.
It's a really good TV show. It's on Netflix. Would
I've got you,
recommend
Wes. I know who you're talking about.
The Witcher is a monster hunter, yes, but most of his interactions with monsters end up with him, like, protecting the monster from the villagers who want to kill it, right? So he's not like a monster slayer so much as one that, finds resolution between...
Monster mediator.
Yeah, monster mediator. You could say that in a way. So, and that's really what Christiana is patterned off of. Now, she doesn't know Ruckus that well. They've only known
No,
each other.
but you do know Olak.
Yes, but she's not going after Olak.
Right.
Right. But so I guess
Trust. There's a trust extended.
Character witness.
Fair enough. But going off of like what you said last week, like if there's to move the story forward and what we had kind of talked about in the chat is like if Ruckus does something to show like, hey, I'm not just an evil, big bad evil monster or whatever, like that'll help move
I
the
have feelings too.
story forward and give us some stuff to work off of.
Yeah. So you demonstrate that you're not just a big bad monster. You demonstrate that you're not just a monster slayer, right? And in your background, your group that you come from, you have other people that can help with that type of lycanthropy. And so there's some things you could do maybe to help him with his condition. The Hulk. I'm afraid, sir, you have a condition. All right.
So that's the goal for today.
Yeah.
Is to pull that off
Yeah. Work that in somehow.
somehow, some way.
So, but you've just been thrown over the ship.
As I was tumbling over the ship, did I happen to see any of the people of the slaves? Where?
That's an excellent question. Do I have any slaves? No slaves. Something that represents slaves. Sure.
People in the dock?
Copy. Paste. Yeah, I think it's reasonable that by now some of them have crawled up the giant stairs and made it onto the deck. And so as you flop over and you look down and you see these people in rag going like this.
And I don't remember.
In a tight position.
Was there any sort of like ramps or something that they could get off the boat, or is it all?
Yeah, so there were
Giant
giant and we kind of went through this last week a little bit that I didn't do a good job. So let's go ahead and add that right here. Right? There's some landing thing. And
So they've got a way to leave the boat at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's good. I guess I could pop back on or in the boat, but I'd have to use another spell to do it. Okay. So I'm. Okay, so there's people.
On deck.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to swim, and I guess I'll swim under the boat. I want to head back, basically towards the land.
Yeah.
So, where's my? Where are you? Swim. Okay, I can swim. Oh, as a shark, I can swim 50 feet. So, maybe a dash would get me back close to the land.
Uh-oh. Where my mouse go? Oh no. I can't alt tab either. That's not good. Seems like it's flickering. Oh, there's the mouse.
Locke's entertaining us with AI pictures of
Well,
sharks flying over boats.
I started it.
Yeah,
Oh,
what
you
started
did?
it?
I did a flying shark.
Okay.
What are you exhaling about? The frivolous activities?
I'm working around the house. We're working in the kitchen. Diana says, "Here's this ding, 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 ding." She says, "Are those game people again?" Yeah, I'm just ignoring them.
Yeah,
So
heaven
you do
forbid.
get those texts.
People having fun. Oh, just irritating.
Annoying.
Annoying. How dare they have fun?
I like dogs. People annoy me.
I'm not having much option here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, mine's kind of locked up too.
So it's your fault.
That's not
But,
You just need to take that sound bite.
good. That's not good.
That's not good.
You just need to take that sound bite.
Looks like
I'm
you-
entertained, guys.
So it's still going.
Yeah.
Wait, can I see myself?
Okay.
Oh, so it's like really delayed.
Gotta go all the way to the internet and back.
No, I want to see myself.
We're good here. We're good
Watch the
there.
video later.
OBS. How we doing in OBS? OBS. That's working. That's working.
I thought about bringing the spray whipped cream, but I didn't have time. Leonard was asking about it.
So, where were we? Oh, we were about to move Ruckus.
Swim under the boat.
Well, so I mean, you could crawl. Oh, are you intending to go to shore? Or are you intending to get on the boat?
No, I'm heading for shore.
All right. So we'll just start moving you that way. That seems like a generous move.
Yeah, I can. I mean, with my dash, I can do 100 feet, but I also got to go under the boat. So
Yeah, somewhere in there.
okay,
Unless you tell me you're trying to catch that giant and attack him.
I don't know that I can do that in one turn.
Right, exactly.
Dead on this guy or what?
Well, you've been doing a little
I've been
battle.
fighting with him.
Nipping at his ankles, literally.
Yeah.
Varinka.
So I will.
Yeah, you see them running off, and you see Cristiano went down to talk to Strider.
Ooh. I'll look at the giants, and then I'll look at them. And his Strider look like he's being verbally assaulted.
No, not that I gathered from the statement. Yeah,
No.
yeah.
You might have seen Strider gesturing like, "We're working on stuff here."
Yeah,
But
Strider's seeming a little stressed as he doesn't know exactly
animated.
what we're doing.
I guess I'll start moving towards them. And my shadow as well. My echo. Equidistance.
Sure.
Is your fighter thing a concentration spell?
Mm-hmm.
Shut up! Distracting me.
Anything else?
Um,
Because Strider's on deck.
I guess I would ask
I keep track of those.
ask Christiana, what's going on here?
Oh, well, I was looking for Strider, and Strider's right here.
Well, you wanted to arrest me just 10 minutes ago. 2 minutes ago.
Arrest? No, we just wanted to talk to you.
I came off too strong.
Okay.
Humble yourself.
Humble?
Humble
It's
yourself.
not her way.
Not any of our ways, let's be honest.
Fair enough.
When have any of us played a humble character?
Last week when 3 giants landed in front of me, I was quite
Here's your
humble.
bow. Here's your eyes.
Fair. Okay.
Oh, you mean mistake?
We can learn and grow.
What are we going to do about the giants? And then,
So, what are you going to do about the Giants?
Well, I have a... What was it? It was
what should we do about the giants?
Well, first of all, his response is, "You told us to leave him alone."
But she's the
You-
town's
Yeah,
monster
I have
hunter.
a... what was it? A mark?
Yeah.
Brand? What was it called? We'll call it a brand. You
marked
told us to leave the giants alone. I have a brand on one of them, so I know exactly where she is, or he is.
Yeah,
It
you
is.
tagged the mail.
So we should leave it alone,
That,
despite what I said.
that's what
I mean,
you
I'm
said.
just going on. They didn't look like they were going to hurt me. They wanted the eyes. I gave them the eyes, and they left. I assume that's what they wanted. They're going to go to the lair. When they come back, I don't know how they're going to feel, but so you're
He's
the
talking-
monster hun-
he's
you're the
talking to
monster-
you.
You're the monster
You're,
hunter.
you're the one who told us to leave them alone.
Well, if it's up to me, I say leave them alone.
So I did. But I have a brand on one of them. I can track it down.
Okay.
Meantime, Strider is right here. I've been looking for Strider.
And now, Strider, it's your turn.
Right. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do.
Attack with the spiders.
No, I'm not going to attack with the spiders. What I'm going to
I
do.
mean, you got me surrounded. So.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Now's our chance. Get rid of her.
No, she said that was not the intent. So I will command this spider to turn and just turn around, face us. Keep it at the ready. I'm going to send the other 2. I'm going to direct them to tail the giants at a distance and not engage unless the giants start causing destruction.
From a distance. Okay.
Okay? So keeping 1 with me, send the other 2 to keep an eye on things. With basically don't engage unless they do something harmful to the town. At which point I want them to attack.
That's so I can do my makeup.
You use the weird side?
Okay.
In Dave's case, yes.
This one's gonna be
Strider glowing.
Now that was an action. I guess that
Oh,
is
you
an
have,
action.
you have more to do?
Well, I didn't know if there was more discussion to be had.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah,
right,
yeah.
So I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So now your side of the conversation, as
Christiana has asked, where's Ruckus? We left off on a bad note. She'd like to
mend the fences,
mend the fences.
clear the air,
Clear the air.
apologize. Dare I say?
I don't know if I want to go that far.
Apology is such a worthless.
Clear the air of this fishy smell. Wait.
Sharky smell.
What exactly is it you want to know?
Just where he is.
Be open and honest and transparent.
You all have the basic gist of it now. He needs to play. He needs to
All
play
right.
his character.
Okay.
In fairness, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Wes is Wes, and he'll play her as he sees fit.
And she's not threatening. I mean, I'm not
Right.
trying to be threatening.
Right.
Weapons aren't raised. And,
Right.
Yeah.
Voices aren't raised. I just trying to be open and transparent. I just want to know where Ruckus is, so I can talk to him.
What do you want Ruckus for?
So,
What you said in the tavern was pretty accusatory.
Indeed.
well, there's a lot.
Wait,
of,
you wouldn't
There's a lot of questions that need answering, and who better to answer those questions than Ruckus
And Strider, for that matter.
and Strider.
Well, in truth, I don't know where Ruckus is at the moment. I don't know where Ruckus is for the better part of the last who knows how long. We've been busy here trying to help protect your town, being the good folks that we are.
So it's not my town.
Technically not his town, right? He's not from here.
Okay, the town.
Yeah.
We certainly haven't been contributing to its demise. I mean, at the end of the day, we really just want to get back to our journey. This was just a stop off.
Other than the 2 buildings that the Gold Dragon lit on fire, but we won't count those.
Again, the man's established. I have no memory, even though I'm
I
describing.
exaggerate. It's not true.
So, yeah, I don't know where he is. I'm sorry things haven't been working out between you two. I know you had a day on the water, and sounds like that.
That day in the water was like an hour ago.
Okay, well, when it's been 2 weeks since you played.
Yeah, a month maybe since that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I don't know what to tell you, and I got to keep an eye on my spiders, trying to make sure these giants don't do any more damage.
All right.
Action, speak.
Wait, is there more
So,
time? Or?
well, let's finish with Gloin, and then if Gloin.
Yeah, so if I had any walls of fire or anything that were to country, I drop those.
Okay.
And I go up and I fly up in the sky, and I'm going to trail the giants to make sure they don't do any further damage and to see exactly what they do.
Yeah. So as you fly around, right, and you watch them leave, they're not trying not to make. They give 2 hoots about these buildings and the people, right? So, but for their own convenience, they don't just knock them down. It's easier to walk around the buildings. So they might hit an edge, but they're not attacking the village, all right?
I'm
So
just gonna observe.
That's what.
Follow and observe.
So with this, what I hear is we're not engaging them in combat, right? And so we can keep
Not those 3, anyways.
we can keep the turn order for a sense of turn, but we're not really in combat, so we can get liberal about movement and that type of stuff. Okay, as the giants will continue to leave town in the general direction of Arvituris's lair, that you're familiar with the path. The spiders will continue to fall forever.
No, they could, but
What is the instruction you would give to them?
well, they're only giant for 10 minutes, so
Do you see through their eyes? I doubt it.
I don't think so. No,
Yeah.
they just take my direction. So I tell them to follow them. I mean, at
Edge of
that point,
town?
what's that?
To the edge of town, maybe?
Well, until I guess, or yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. So you say,
Regardless of size, they could follow them.
yeah, follow them to the edge of town the best you can,
Yep.
and if they continue off, let them go.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that's. How about you, as Grolgark? Do you follow them to the edge of town? Do you keep following?
I'm going to follow them all the way to where I want to see what they're going to do.
Okay. All right. So
Because
Grolgark.
I don't know that I saw the eyes exchange and stuff.
You were there. You were on top of a building close to it.
Okay, so
Sure,
I'm
we'll
still
say you
going to
did.
follow and observe.
All right. Yeah. So you remember it took a half day's journey to get there, just so you know.
Yeah, well, I fly a lot faster than these.
Yeah.
That's what.
Fair enough. Okay, so Grolgark is flying off, following the dragons, following the giants. Olak, to maintain some turn order. You watch the giants walk away. You see two of the giant spiders follow them. You see Grolgark following also. You round the table, around the edge of the building, and you can see Strider and Christiana and Varinka talking, and at Christiana's side is what looks to be a mechanical dog.
Oh, that's intriguing. Okay, so first things first, because I don't know if Strider is aware, but I'm going to cast a message and speak into his mind and say that she was looking at you, or looking for you, thinking that you may have had something to do with the guy that died.
You message that to Ruckus?
To Strider.
No,
Just-
to Strider.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm remembering this right. You, Christiana came into the tavern and was asking us where Strider and Ruckus were, right?
Yep.
It's true, yep.
Yep.
Okay.
And you had no idea that Strider was actually there.
Yep.
So it makes sense.
And then
Can he respond to that message?
he can, but he has to speak out loud, so I don't know if he'll want to.
Yeah, no.
And then I shall. Oh, can't get there in one turn.
Yeah, we're not in turn order. What do you want to do?
Oh, I will. I'll go up. I'm intrigued by this mechanical dog, so I will come over and start investigating it.
Yeah, so you get down on one knee and you look at the mechanical dog. And any conversation with Christiana? You want to have that conversation? Or rather, let's move on. Let's move on. The Frost Giants continue to move on. Christiana, your turn would be next anyway. As Olak moves up, takes a knee and starts, taking a look at your dog, and you, as you're trying to talk to Strider.
Entreat with Strider, yes. Christiana would say, in all truth, I want to be gone too. I have a contract here to see a job through, and the sooner I can get that done, the sooner I can get back to where I'm from.
Probably Waterdeep.
Waterdeep, yep. Where was I going with that? And she would turn to Rinkin and say, maybe I got a little bit excited, but when I learned that there had been adventurers here who can turn into sharks, at the same time as the
Montague
was
murdered or was
The price
killed.
is
Was
softened.
killed.
right.
Brutally murdered.
Was killed.
Fell into the mouth of a shark who was just
Brutally
wandering by.
slain.
Seemingly killed.
Alive.
Seemingly killed by a shark.
Seemingly killed by a shark on the dock. You can't blame me for getting a little bit excited, but
Yeah, and a shark that shouldn't have been there is not
Right.
common. So and with Jessup, who feels that there's foul play.
Right, and she said, and you should know, my specialty is resolving situations. It's not, they may call me a monster hunter, but it's not killing monsters.
You're really here to help.
Right, to resolve situations peacefully.
Monster bail bondsman.
So-
Have you been accused of killing a sailor?
So Olak knew Christiana from
Yep.
back in. Is this a new profession for her, or would this be something that Olak would be going? Yeah, that sounds like her.
So you knew her back in college, right?
Right.
And you. I feel like you went your separate way. You might have been companions for a little while after, but you kind of went your separate ways, right? And you
Okay.
fell into mercenary, and then
Because you have your whole backstory with like the
yeah.
the underworld of Waterdeep
Yeah.
and Christiana. I guess I don't know if we've fully fleshed out all the little details.
Quite a
but-
bit as you made your way further east, and you took on those organizations and got your training.
Yeah.
You made it all the way. I have to bring up the map.
Because like she has what I don't know, like maybe 3 levels of 3 levels of artificer, and
Which you would have gotten all that in the college.
right. But that is to say, pretty quickly after college, she was getting
Yeah.
training as a blood hunter. Not that you would necessarily know that, but
All the way over here to Anorak is where I had. Oh, come on, other way.
I don't remember if that was included in what you sent me. It might have been.
Might have been. I haven't.
There was a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, but you, the woman you remember from college, I mean, she was driven, ambitious, and a good student, right? And wasn't much for frivolity, perhaps.
More of a
Nose to the
jock
grindstone.
in a way, but yeah, like an ambitious, good student, but
Okay.
Certainly, no hint of evil. Not really.
All right, that's good.
Hopefully, that's okay.
The evil came later.
There's no evil here.
unless you want it.
Nothing to evil here.
Unless you've accepted gifts from dark
I
gods.
do accept Satan into your
Maybe.
heart.
It's not like it's not like Christiana has accepted any gifts from dark gods.
Like other people
everybody
at the
else.
table.
How do we know that?
Guys, what the?
Okay, so Christiana, any before I move on to Ruckus?
Nope.
All right.
That's what she has to say.
Ruckus, you and
So
this guy's not there, right? He's gone.
he's long gone by the time I
Yeah.
get to shore. All right.
So as you come up to shore, before you crawl out
Now's the time.
under the water where no one else can see you,
Perhaps you
Yeah.
want to turn into yourself and be soggy.
Yeah.
Soggy
Yes.
Ruckus.
So, yes, I will use my bonus action to turn into normal me and
swim out.
yep,
Okay.
walk out of the water,
So you have options here.
thresh the hair, strategically place seaweed like
Yeah.
splash.
Hair flip. Yeah.
And and so the people they're finding their way off the ship. They seem to be okay.
From this angle, it's hard to tell, but as you're flying over, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. So, I guess I right now I'm more concerned about the town, so I would head maybe towards the main road at least.
Yeah.
and
Right to the
I mean, you round this corner, and that's you could probably see
Congregation.
yeah, that they're-
Olak and Strider for sure. A giant spider's butt. These two spiders have certainly moved off.
They moved on.
Yep. And so I will head that direction and decide which spell I want to have in my fingertips if
Invisibility.
Christiana even looks at me cross-eyed. But I'm at least resolved. Okay, let's
What?
Let's have-
no flowers or chocolate.
let's have this out. Whatever this is, let's
So from across town, woo! Listen, beat. Are we gonna do this or what?
yeah, just
I'm your Huckleberry.
I mean, you're half.
yeah.
You don't get the reference.
Christiana, give me a perception check.
It's okay. I don't need that.
Give me
I
a
watched
perception check.
Tombstone.
Perception. It's a movie, a famous movie.
I haven't heard the word huckleberry.
This time we deal in lead.
Perception.
Okay, we're gonna have to watch Tombstone.
Why? Is it
Good
that
movie.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Although I like the
Okay.
one with Gene Hackman better.
What was that? 7.
A 7. Yeah, well, you're talking.
Oh, no, yeah, yeah. It was
You know,
just
you
a
got
7,
you got
yeah.
two people three people you're talking to,
Yeah.
a dog and a giant spider.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, and so because it was fair with your really good perception that you might have noticed him walking up the street, but you were well distracted. So they don't seem to be looking your way.
Yeah. But I'm heading towards them. I feel, between me and my friends, I don't think.
With everyone around, you feel fairly safe.
Yep.
Okay, I mean, we're not adhering too much to turn order. That's Ruckus Varinka. Any reactions in here as you're talking?
No, I have nothing I want to cover.
All right, Strider. Same with you. As you're seeming to have this conversation with Christiana.
Right. Well, so I appreciate very much you explaining your situation. I mean, it's kind of fortuitous that you're from Waterdeep. We're kind of headed that way, so there might be an opportunity for you to join us, as long as you don't try to throw us in the slammer. And while I can understand your concern, and yes, I do have that ability, I can assure you I did not take out Montague.
I would like to do an insight check.
Okay, so let's talk about that for a second. Let me sort out my feelings on the insight check. What you're going to learn from that.
Basically, just want
10
to
and
from my end.
10 and less. You don't know. You don't know if he's lying or telling the truth. You don't know. 10 to 15. The higher up, the more confident you are in the truth that he's being honest. Okay.
18.
Yeah. So based on what he says, you feel fairly confident that from his actions and his statements that he doesn't seem like the one that would kill a defenseless old man, right? Now, what might go a long way, it might come to your mind, is if you could see him in shark form, and maybe compare the teeth. If you
Yeah, it's good. Does she have any of those teeth on her?
sure.
Okay.
Sure. If you don't, you have access to them. Absolutely. I'm going to say yes.
Here's what she'll say. I believe you. You know what would clear you? And she would pull out one of the shark's teeth and say, if this doesn't match, then you're cleared. But I do believe you. I want to give you the chance to clear your name.
But it's not just you, right? You need to be able to convince Jessup.
Right, and clear your name with the constable.
And the town, for that
Town.
matter.
Unless it fits, you must quit.
The other angle I would say for you is,
Court case.
if you were to lose control while you were in your transformed, Christiana, might have ways to help you through those primal urges.
Like taking a giant boat for no good reason.
Like taking a what?
Giant's boat.
Eh.
I think he was muttering about.
All right, so I mean, what do you think of that proposition, Strider? I mean, maybe not here in the middle of the road, but
Right. Yeah, no, I understand. No, I
Flopping
wouldn't.
shark
Yeah,
on the-
strangled. No, I'm not doing that. I appreciate your confidence, and I understand what you're offering, and it's not insignificant. Perhaps once we're reasonably confident of the
giants are now out of sight. What is happening though around is you do have some buildings with some significant damage.
right.
Now, there's special spells for that.
Not in my lineup.
But something like
I'm. If that'll help put this matter to rest, I'm willing to do that in due course.
great compromise. So that was Strider. Gloin, you continue to follow the dragons somewhat at a distance because you don't want to alarm them, right? You keep some distance as you follow them, and they continue down that path, the general direction to the lair that you'd been to just the previous day, I think it was. So we just continue on just giving you an update where you're at. All right, so we're back to the top of the order with Olak. You bent down. You hear some of the story. You just hear Strider agree to turn into his shark form and demonstrate and perhaps compare teeth. As you look at this mechanic dog, what might the dog's name be? Would you name it? You would certainly have named it. Would you like to do that? I could go to name generator and see if there's a dog name.
That's Astro. That's the Jetham's dog, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Barky McBark. What do they call it?
Classic.
Barf.
Yeah, I didn't have a name. I was trying to think
Watched
of
that
one.
the other day.
I didn't have one.
Yeah, and not important. You give the name. You'll figure it out later. You give him the name.
I was thinking like an acronym that like spells something.
Yeah,
else
that'd be
with
fun.
something else,
Fido.
but There's an idea. I'll come up with something that
Fido or
Fido.
Barkley or something.
Rex.
right.
Olak, any thoughts? What would you like to? Any comments?
Not really. I don't want to distract from the not killing each other that's happening. So,
You know,
knowing my ability to be charismatic, I'm gonna be quiet and continue to play with the dog.
okay.
We
And
throw a ball. We'll see what happens. See how dog-like it is.
so, Christiana, I'm back to you. If there's any more conversation you want to have. If not, we'll move to Ruckus.
Well, I guess with that, the only last thing to settle is where's Ruckus?
Make amends with Ruckus. And on that note, you turn around and you see coming down the street. Oh, but before I do that, though, Strider, we have this big, hairy-ass spider kind of
Waiting idly. Abiding. Well, I guess. I mean, how much time do we want to say has passed? I mean, if it's.
it's been less than 5 minutes at this point. It's not
All right.
been very long.
Okay, it seems like things have calmed. The giants are gone. So I will drop concentration and let him revert to his small self and let him scurry into the bushes there by the.
That's the wrong delete button. There's the delete button. All right. Everyone seems to relax just a little bit with the giant spider not there. and with the spider gone, you see coming up from behind where the spider was, walking up the path is our friend, all wet, leaving little puddles behind him, Ruckus. You see them standing there, and the spider just poof, and they all turn and look, and
Well, he just goes,
yeah,
Oh, turns back into it.
yeah,
a regular spider, and scurries off, and there everyone looks at, and they well, hi, Ruckus.
Oh, good. We're all friends now. Great. We're all just hanging out, having a good old time with the Jezebel that wants to harpoon anybody that can turn into a shark. That's just swell. Squish, squish, squish.
give her a tooth.
Takes out his boot. Swishes it out.
What?
Brings it.
Ruckus, this is an intervention.
Meat Eaters Anonymous.
My name's Ruckus.
Fisherman.
Hi, Ruckus.
Fishermen are friends, not food.
That's hilarious. That's exactly where it's going.
Not there
You
yet.
know the movie
Ruckus
we're
is,
talking about?
Ruckus is pissed
For
off.
that one movie.
Fish are
Finding
friends,
Nemo.
not
Finding
food.
Nemo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's Nemo or
Didn't get it?
Dory.
I haven't watched it. Oh yeah, I watched it once.
Yeah.
Keep going.
And the kids are great kids in the right age bracket.
I don't watch TV. It's boring.
Keep going.
That's what Ruckus is just like.
Jezebel, what the hell?
What the hell? Well, yeah, pissed at her, and also what? Oh, we're all friends now. Come on, what the hell? Can we leave now?
I'm happy to torture her if that's what you want, but
turn
I
is
think
that?
she's trying to make amends. I think she may have come on too strong. You know something about that.
Come on. Oh, yeah, like by throwing a Mickey in my drink, coming on too strong.
Fair enough.
Give me all the
you're
blinky
beating us
eyes, all
now. Meet our new DM.
give me all the blinky eyes and flip the hair and all charming, and then she gave me some sort of potion, forced me to shape change right in front of her, so she can hunt the shark.
Strider's face will go dark.
Tell me why I
You did
shouldn't
what?
eat her right
she did
now.
what?
Yeah, don't
Oh.
take any drinks or food she offers you, unless you want to turn into a giant turtle without being asked.
Can you turn into a giant turtle? she would turn in. Like, can you?
I can turn into much more dangerous things.
We
Well, I had a hypothesis I needed to test, and it turned out to be correct.
and I had a hypothesis that you were a decent person. I turned out to be wrong.
Well, I guess we both learned something. That's fine.
What? Why are we still talking to her? Can we? I mean, I guess we're supposed to get the boat, the bus for the boat and everything. We still got to deal with, but we're still waiting for the Dillior to show up. But I got no use for this one.
I'm in the wrong one.
I'm gonna side with Ruckus on this one. I'm just gonna step over by Ruckus. I'm not gonna say a word.
Where? Where's Guy?
I'm sure Ruckus is a little closer now.
Okay, that makes
So-
sense. I'll be here. Well, no, dog will probably stay there.
By your side.
Where's number 5? You're in the middle.
And then you need to put Olak near the dog because he was
Why?
evaluating or tinkering with the dog.
Petting, playing with.
Petting,
There's no
evaluating.
Stealing IP.
This is a D4.
Drawing diagrams has more.
I don't think this is mine.
No, it's over there.
Yeah, don't mix that up.
Six or four?
Like Dave's the only one who's got those. I don't have those.
So I mean,
Same
he's,
as
he's
this,
sort
it's
of
just got more size.
got in your face and just like
Right.
said he's
Yeah.
you just
It goes from
clearly
Which
clearly you're
You
just,
did.
Sorry, that's
clearly you're just out to
Explain yourself.
to skewer anybody who
I
can
think that,
shapeshift and stuff. That's what
I
he
think
threw in
that's
your face.
unfair. Do you deny attacking the fisherman?
Do you not deny poisoning my drink?
You didn't answer my question.
You didn't answer mine.
tell you the truth.
So-
Ruckus.
So we don't have to role play this. Just tell me how that goes, right?
Well, just,
I like the role play.
they're
Sweating a little bit. They're
Yeah,
both sweating
so-
a little bit.
It should be.
So, I can turn into a shark. He can turn into a shark. And for all you know, all of us can turn into sharks. So we must have done that.
He's
And
good.
that's when I step
we
a
must
little
have
bit
just
away from
gone out and intentionally picked an innocent man for no good reason and killed him.
Well, Strider's given reasonable assurances that it wasn't him, and he's willing to clear his name.
That was before I knew about the poison drink.
No going back now.
You gonna make me?
It was a
It was a
potion.
joke. It was a potion.
Poison is a little strong word.
But those were Ruckus's words.
Right.
I think he chose those words.
He would, no, yeah.
And anger, but he chose them.
So,
I used a
Again-
potion to discover truth.
and you just assume that it's something that I can just do on a whim, that I can totally control it, that I chose this.
Well, above the table, you did kind of choose it. But
You don't know. Christiana doesn't know that.
All right.
Yes, but it also has gotten out of hand. It was originally like one person, and
Right,
now
now
it's up
it's
to
like-
9. So it
Now
has
it's a
snowballed
village.
on him and gotten out of his
Yeah.
grasp.
Speaking of that, you have the sense that you are required to kill one more person than you think you ought to. This dark god feeling that you get of when you've accomplished what you need to, there seems to be an unfair extra in there. For some reason. But continue on.
And
She's letting Ruckus vent a little
for
bit.
the record, since you seem to know everything, you've made it worse. Congratulations.
I certainly don't know everything, and that's why I'm here. It's to learn. You don't know much about what I do you?
Monster Hunter, it's kind of in the name. The job title.
Well, that's what everybody else calls me. What I really do is I go around and I find solutions to problems where monsters is a strong word, but monsters come into conflict with townspeople.
So, you're looking for the monster that killed this fisherman. First of all, who's to say it was a monster versus an everyday shark?
Those sharks don't
Second of all,
hunt these waters this time of year.
what if you did find the monster that did it?
Depends on if they fess up to their crimes and are looking to change themselves.
So you're a monster rehabilitator?
You might say that
Monster whisperer?
in the right cases.
Mowbray took the blood oath and joined the Order of the Blood based out of Anarok City of Shade. She is now dedicated to tracking down and destroying monsters, or sometimes, in the right circumstances, recruiting the monsters into the Order of the Blood. This is part of her background.
That's not rehab, that's recruitment.
Join me.
But part of the Order of the Blood, though, you might explain, is a sect of the Order of the Blood is a sect of lycanthropy.
Right.
And through your contacts with that order of blood, you may be able to help someone with such affliction deal with their bloodthirst.
Yeah, that.
That-
What he said. He said, she said.
And Christiana walks up to you and slowly, like to a wild animal, right? Watching your backing off when you start to get angry, moving it, puts her hand on your shoulder, right? In a tender, not a caress, but as a peacemaking, and looks you directly and says, "I might be able to help you. If
I want to hear her say
My daughter.
The drama.
I mean, do you want me to say it? I mean,
I think that would be good. Put it in
well, first of all, you agree with the approach I just took? Is it too soft?
no, I do tend to agree with it. I guess I was debating in my mind, how much would be said in front of everybody and how much even Ruckus would want to.
Well, it depends. How much do you want to be a part of this group?
Well,
It would go along.
we're also like standing in the middle of town,
Which is
yeah.
Yeah,
So
well,
I-
you
if it's-
look
I guess
left,
it's
you-
fair.
anything you
Probably
can say to
have
me, you could say in front of the giant spider. Come on.
You look left, you look right. Doesn't seem to be anyone around.
Okay,
the
that's fair.
the
Yeah.
townspeople are well scattered.
That's true. Yeah.
Headed to the bunker.
So
What?
She thinks she can help
she
you.
said you could help me.
Yeah. Well,
You
I'll do what I can, but I know people who definitely can't help you.
think you can?
Do you think
Stop.
you're the first person to face something like this?
This isn't some wizard's
Who's-
curse or sorcerer's curse.
It is. It was a deal with the devil that has gotten out of hand.
And you think you're the first person to take a deal with the devil that's gone out of hand? There's many more like you.
As do you see the rest of the group standing there going,
Yeah.
And you actually think you could find a way, parentheses, I'm confessing to nothing, to relieve this curse? It is.
Assumed me.
It has, yes, it has its benefits, but the cost has spiraled out of control.
The first step is to accept. I don't know if any of you know the
You have a
step.
problem.
is-
Except that there is a problem.
well, let me put it this way. The first step is
It's not a problem. I can stop anytime I want.
"Give me that leg."
The first step is
Yeah, how much credit would I get for a giant? Right, one of them.
Too bad it's not humanoid.
I'll believe you're ready to change when you accept responsibility with what you've done. If you can do that, then I can help you.
I mean, there's another. You can also bring up. This would be about when you'd bring up. I mean, you still have the problem. The town still has a problem. The family still has a problem. Of they want answers, and so you need help
Right.
providing them with
we need
answers.
We need to give them answers and give them closure. And if you can do that, give them answers, give them closure, and commit to improving yourself, then I can help you.
You think this town would just wave off and forgive the death of one of their own?
He was old.
Rika mutters.
Here's a whole room.
His liver was strong, I can tell you that. No.
He was tough.
Yeah. Yes. I believe they will. I have my ways.
We are still new here. Yes, we've gained some favor by throwing a lot of money around, but I am not going to. I'm not going to confess to that and deal with a mob of pitchforks.
Indeed.
Then maybe you aren't ready.
Perhaps it's you, Christiana, says you've uncovered it and you've taken him into custody and you're taking him back to your order for
Yeah, I guess that's what I was trying to get at was, there's ways of, and yeah, I don't know how much detail she would go into, but she would try to explain that there's ways that we could handle this that you wouldn't be.
So I think it makes sense that Jessup and the family might have the pitchforks like you want, right? But now if there was some understanding here that you are giving yourself admitting to this, and he understands it, and Christiana believes that there can be some remediation, or she can help you in some way, she would escort you back to Waterdeep and back to the order so that we can work on the issue. I'm missing the right word. To take into custody. When you go into jail, I don't want to say jail, but when you're taken into custody,
Rehab.
You're taking him into custody, and but because of the reaction.
Well, yeah, the timing of this is going to be tricky because if this comes out now, it's going to spoil these business deals that we have not closed yet to fix up the boat and cash in on the
Critters.
the crab thing.
Right.
Maybe there's some truths here that you guys could admit to, like your transportation.
Well, that's so. If we were going to go with that idea of, I've put it together and I am dealing with it, that would need to maybe come out after the other business is concluded tomorrow. There's also the wild card of these giants, and we don't know what's going on with them. By the way, I freed the slaves that were rowing their boat, so they're going to be a little pissed when they come back and figure that out. I'm just Mr. Popular around here now. So we're waiting for the Dilly Ward still to get back, right?
Mm-hmm.
To cash in on
Tomorrow.
To get
carapace
our
of
maidenhead, yeah.
and get the.
And I guess above the table, just to simplify it a little bit, I think we can figure out some of those other details, but we can move on from this particular conversation with your yes, I'm ready, or no, I'm not.
So I guess I have not flat out said to you that I killed the guy. I sort of threw some what ifs, and you think you can help, and
You've all
I've got this
but
problem
said
because
the words.
kind of figured
Hypothetically.
I've got my friends here, and we could.
You've written a book titled "If I Did It."
Yeah. So, if that's what you're going to sell to the townspeople, that I did this and you're dealing with it, and I will never come back here.
We don't need to go in front of the whole town. We just have to smooth it over with the family.
Well, first Jessup.
Yeah, Jessup and the family.
And then the family's really Jessup's problem. Until Jessup tells them, and it depends how Jessup takes it.
Yeah.
And again, I'm concerned about the timing of all this. That needs to be.
Are you willing to wait 24 hours?
I'm thinking I go back to the submarine and all that's embargoed until we're all ready to leave.
Probably going to embargo it against us.
There's two answers I could give.
Well, the other thing we could do is make a show of you being taken into custody,
Like marched out of town. And,
or you're taken into custody. Jessup reappears from the bunker. She explains things to Jessup. I mean, yeah, okay. I mean, if we keep it to the family, then it's less of an issue as far as the town goes, right? I mean, we got to convince Jessup you're going to be taken care of and taken away. It's his job to convince the family it's been dealt with in a way that's satisfactory. And all of that can be done in a very tight environment so that the business deals go forward while you're in custody. For what it's worth. I don't know if anybody, I'm just putting it out there.
Okay, and as part of what we're telling Jessup that you all are shocked and appalled and you're helping to contain me and get me out of here.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you're
He's gone off the deep end and we're all shocked and appalled and we're going
to help him get
We're going to
better.
take you to Waterdeep where you can be cured.
Get the help you need.
That's right.
We're going to take you to the what's the fat? I keep losing the words. The fat farm. The
Ruckus is taking some time
You're
off.
going to rehab.
Yeah.
You're going to.
Ruckus is resigning to spend some time with his family.
So, okay,
Now,
we could tell that to Jessup.
and tell him to keep a
Well,
lid on it
Yeah,
until
Some
we
hush
can,
money.
whatever, right? I mean, we have some, and we're pouring it into the town. And I think Jessup would understand. Look, neither we nor he wants the town people angry enough
Right, he's
to
not
blow
gonna
these
wanna-
deals. They want the money.
Well, and aside from that, he's not going to want to riot in his town.
Exactly.
right. So it'd be
regardless
better
of-
to tell the family
Right.
after we're gone.
Right.
Right.
Now there's a huge ship that needs to be refitted.
You're
Yeah.
assuming the Giants aren't coming back for it.
Oh, that's assuming we want to let them have that.
So a couple things I might say about that is now that we've had this conversation, I'd be willing to hand wave. You guys chase down the Giants and finish them.
Why would we do that?
Well,
What?
we were already thinking about taking the ship, so if we do that, then we have to.
Because they're going to come back for the ship. So if they come back and you just let them come through town and get on, there's a good chance they wouldn't be causing any fuss. But until they realize their slaves are gone, now all of a sudden they need new slaves. And so they just go around town picking up townspeople by the handful, shoving them into the cargo hold.
Because Ruckus released them. That's 2 strikes, dude. I'm sorry.
No good deed.
Yeah, goes unpunished. Right.
So I think we're kind of in it.
To
Finish them off.
get rid of the Giants.
Yeah, as you walk up. And oh, by the way, I just freed all the slaves. There was 40-ish people down there. Was it? And that,
Yeah.
I think that was the number I came up with. 40, and
All these ragtag people you see running through the town now. Yeah.
yeah, and this whole idea of I will hire them to oar my own boat. It's hell no.
That was kind of what I was thinking.
You might be able to hire other sailors to do that.
Well, I feel like you could convince them, hey, we're going back to the mainland. Not a whole lot for you to do on this little dinky island, but we'll pay you to crew the boat, and then you'll be free back on the mainland.
Yeah, I after being chained in that
They're not coming back.
they're not coming back. Now they might be willing to work on the Dillyrar
Yeah.
as crewmate just to get them back to town, get back to shore, mainland.
They can swap crews, take Dilly Roar, pay a double wage.
And then they called me Robert.
and they row. They are the ones
Love
who
it.
row back.
Love it.
But that's skilled crew. Why would we?
One of my favorite movies.
Indeed.
One of everyone's favorite movie.
Been too long since I watched it.
Or I could just cast.
So-
I could cast Bones of the Earth and just punch a bunch of holes in it and
Sink it.
think it what it is.
Well, yeah.
And also make the Giants
And you
angry.
still got pissed off
Yeah,
Giants.
pissed off
Yes,
I know.
still have, yeah.
Even as I said it, I'm like, no.
If
And
we
I
had
bottle up their
time, I
harbor,
would
too.
suggest we take the Hordebreaker and put it inside the giant ship.
How
Like,
are you gonna do
and that would be our camouflage whenever we went to another town. Another port.
Take off the bottom of the
Yeah.
and attach it to the top of the Hordebreaker.
And it's
Yeah,
not
because that's
terrible
really
idea.
inconspicuous.
Yeah,
It's
it's-
ginormous.
yeah.
ship
Just
that-
tie a rope to it
Which is
Three
more
down.
believable.
and drag it behind you.
Ooh. We could tow it.
We could
Then we don't need rowers. Oh, I'm liking it. Thanks, DM. So let's do that.
and go at half speed or something like that.
Whatever.
How long until
So-
those giants get back? Do you suppose?
Oh,
least
no,
today.
DM. How long?
Tomorrow.
Well, you can guess.
Any
I think he's
minute
willing
now?
to wave hand the kill.
Just to
I
spoil
think
it.
What does anyone remember? What time of the day it is?
it's like 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
Probably, yeah, mid to late afternoon.
Yeah. Scribe, do you know?
I'm looking.
They'll get there.
Should write down the
I
exact
want to
time
say it
we
was
went
2
on our
o'clock
date.
before all this started.
Could be. Oh, we can just go with that, right? It's 2-ish o'clock. This is the same day that you
So-
went out for your rowboating trip, so it's got to be later in the day. Later,
Right,
it's
I
not
was
morning.
Figured that, that would have happened in the morning, and yes, that's what I was saying, like
Yeah.
mid to late afternoon.
Makes sense. Let's call it 2 o'clock. 3 o'clock. Let's call it 3 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock now. You know it takes 4 hours for the giants to walk there. Maybe a little less because they're giants, right? So they're probably not going to return at night, but you don't know that, right? Because if they don't get there until 7, there's only an hour left of daylight,
They're
right?
very hungry.
Who knows, right?
What do
I-
frost giants even eat?
Yeah, there are
Whatever they want.
2 of their dead companions laying in the middle of the streets. That's something they may not appreciate.
It's going to smell in a couple hours. Come on.
You ever
Oh,
seen
God,
videos?
don't take their eyes.
You ever seen videos of exploding whales?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're gonna lay and wait for them to come back.
I'd imagine we
we're
wouldn't
gonna go
want to
chase 'em down.
battle in the middle of town again.
Yeah.
No.
So
So are we taking Dave up on his offer to just hand wave that we chased them down?
I think we should
I think
do that.
dispatch
Just
them.
hand wave whatever.
Okay.
because otherwise we'll be here the rest of the night.
And we
Tomorrow
can
and next week.
We already
And-
battled. We battled giants last week. We don't need to battle again this week.
we can trust you to
And trust me.
keep a lid on
Oh yeah.
this information until
Business.
Our other
We would
business
come to an
concluded.
agreement, and
It's actually another good reason why you would wait the 24 hours before you told anyone. Before you told Jessup,
Although, well-
right? Was with this idea that he would help with the giants on their return.
oh yeah.
So if we're going to hand wave the giant thing, does that mean we get the boat?
Yep.
I get
Oh.
Well, there is a boat there.
the giant. Well, and
We
so
are, we are
maybe
so toning it out of here.
and so maybe it's we again. I mean,
Bad day for computers.
Jessup, you would at least mention Jessup that you wanted to talk to us. I don't know if we did, but we could say, we'll help clean up the giants' bodies, and we'll get this big ass boat out of here.
It's blocking up your harbor.
Yeah. You're welcome. And I guess
Never mind the fact that they're here because of us.
Details.
Details.
This is a small matter.
They don't need to know that.
It's not like
They
killed anybody.
already Jessup already knows that.
does he?
Yeah. Well, you don't know the but There was the conversation. What, you did take some stuff from the lair?
I don't know if he's put two and two together.
That's fair. That's fair.
But-
He doesn't know why the Giants are raiding.
Right.
He just knows they came into town and now they left.
Right.
Right. And our stalwart party are the reason they're not dealing with them anymore.
Next level when you succeed.
And we're going to take the boat in tow.
And maybe in this rest of the day, maybe some of you are keeping watch on the outside. Maybe if some of you are helping rebuild or clean up from the destruction that happened.
Sure. We'll let Captain Fireball, torch the bodies.
Captain Fireball's not here.
He
Oh,
went
that's
after
true.
the Giants.
Okay.
Captain Fireball, Grogark, through the afternoon follows the Giants all the way back to the dormant volcano, and you see him climbing up, going through the kobolds, stepping on some kobolds along the way. They're scattering like ants, and
Play soccer with the boulder.
I mean they go down into the crater lake, the frozen crater lake, and you would see them, this body that was scattered, of bones scattered, have kind of, even before the Giants got there, have seemingly been gathered into its own pile. And they go up and they start to reassemble the skeleton.
Okay. I perched on a peak nearby and I watched.
Yep. And so you watch them reassemble the skeleton and put the eyes back in the sockets, and they start. The female giant does some mumbo jumbo magical motions as the skeleton just starts to repair itself.
Okay.
And this is taking over a long period of time. And they seem to have, in the mouth of, you might remember there's a cavern there, and they start to set up a camp, seeming that they're going to stay there for the evening.
At that point, I will turn around. I will fly back. Fly fast as I can.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell them and I'm to get back and tell them that they put that thing back together, and they've set up camp. So they'll be coming back tomorrow.
You don't know that per se, but
I said that. I
yeah.
saw them set up camp.
They could come back as early as tomorrow.
Right. So at least they're staying there tonight.
Yes. By now, I think I'm going to jump. So, I guess the question is, for the rest of this has happened, right? Ruckus is back. We've had this conversation. There's a meeting of the minds. I guess
an uneasy
truce. So, a question that Christiana might have is, does she still need a demonstration from Strider? Is a roundabout way asking of, are you admitting it? Should I still consider Strider a suspect?
Well, the deal was that he had to, that she put out to Ruckus was, Ruckus has to take responsibility for his actions, and if he can do that and show that he's taken responsibility, that shows that he's ready
All right.
for the next part of.
Tell me, again, you might have already said this, in your mind, what does that look like? How does Ruckus take responsibility for his actions?
Well,
What does he have to do to do that?
Well, at a minimum, he would have to admit that he did it, right?
And are you proposing some sort of a show of marching me out of town and
It's not
bound
necessary.
up, or just we tell the constable and he tells the family after we leave?
Not we, Christiana.
Okay.
Well, I think I think
We being who?
Ruckus would have to tell the constable, and we would go to the constable together.
So some amount of show, but not necessarily the whole town. At least
Not,
just
not a public. You know,
And
you would keep
again,
it quiet.
after the other business is
Make it public and make things get messy.
after the other business is done. So if we need to stall for a day, maybe you do make a show of you're checking his teeth, you're checking other teeth, whatever.
That would make for a good.
If that buys you the
Well,
day.
so I mean, above the table, the giant, and maybe not even above the table. I mean, the Giants are going to give us time, right?
yeah, you have the rest of the day.
As long as we're dealing with the Giants, the pressure's kind of off
Okay.
as far as
It's in everyone's best interest if you help with the Giants.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we kill you.
and Christiana as well. It's not like Constable
You're right.
Jessup is going to be like, "Why aren't you doing your job?" It's
Yeah.
like, you know, dealing with the Giants, right? So,
Okay.
I want to hear you say the words. Maybe you tell the sob story in the best possible light that you can.
So I am on board with this plan that you and I will go see the constable after the other business is concluded and the Giants are dealt with.
And when you're there, you're going to.
I will.
Address your concern.
can you do it?
We will have a little chat. He's still dancing. He's still Ruckus is still dancing around. He's not going to say it in so many words in front of her.
I don't think that satisfies her.
You have to show you're ready.
Like a
Talk to
true
me.
alcoholic.
Talk to me about it tomorrow. He still doesn't trust her totally.
So what's it going to take for her to win your trust again?
I would say Veronica would probably at some point talk to Ruckus saying, You've been getting a little too hungry lately. I mean, your thirst for these.
Now this really is an intervention.
Well, and
I'm not, I'm on your side here, Ruckus. It's just this may be getting a little bit stronger than yours.
so if there's an opportunity, if we're well, I don't know. Are we going off to
You head back to
sneak
the
up
tavern.
on the Giants at night, or
No,
I-
but then
I-
we're
We're
gonna
gonna
wait for them to come closer
back.
to us.
ambush them on their way back.
Yeah.
so if it's privately just a conversation between Ruckus and Barinka,
Yeah.
then he might say, yes, it has gotten out of control. But I do not trust her enough to flat out say it.
We got
her.
your back. We got your back. Whatever she come. I mean, we'll torch this whole town if we have to.
Well, that's why I even came back to talk to you guys. Was we were all there, and between us, we could
That's the problem. Don't you see?
discredit
That's the
or
problem.
get rid of her
If we have to.
I could just see, you've been getting a little hungry lately, and you putting your hand on Brinka's shoulder saying, and do you remember all those cultists?
Let's stop talking about that.
The gravity well you dropped on 40 cultists?
They were eating. They were
They
killing
were
children.
sacrificing children. That one was justifiable.
They weren't.
They were. They had 4 of them sitting up on poles, ready to sacrifice them.
Look at the bones.
And if you had left a few more of them for
2
me
of them
to
did get
eat,
sacrificed.
I might not have needed to go after. No, that was before anyway.
Timing was wrong there, but
Yeah.
No, and
We're all suffering.
so and
Since
I
we've been
would
this
say, I will tell you. To me, it looked like a homeless drifter that nobody would miss. But obviously this hunger has gotten out of control and clouded me.
So I think it's. I mean, yeah, this guy might not have been anybody to somebody or anybody in our first thought, but at this point, weeks later, it's definitely starting to grow into something. she's offering help we don't have access to. It's on our way. We don't have to ever come back here.
Yeah.
You know, so if we do this,
So I'm saying I will take the fall for the constable, but I'm still not giving her the satisfaction of confessing it in so many words.
do we want to just tell the constable then?
That's
We
what
can
I'm saying.
bypass her altogether.
I will go have that meeting,
Let's
and I
do
will
that.
tell him that. But
Let's do that.
after all the other business is done, I won't screw that up.
Order of operations is unimportant to me.
What is the bill? If I go confess to it first thing in the morning, then they ain't gonna
Well, he's not
do
gonna,
our other business
Yeah,
with it.
Jessup's not going to say,
They're gonna run me out of town on a rail.
not when the Giants are coming. And we're the only thing stopping
Well,
standing between them. At least he'd be dumb to think that. He'd be insane to try to stop the six most powerful people in the town, probably. Probably. That's our challenge.
it's gonna be my parting shot on the way out of town. It'll be, and it will help to have her there to say
She'll take us.
she solved it. She's dealing with it. She's
Take us to rehab.
yeah, and he can tell the family after we're gone.
We're here with
And
you,
if, and
Ruckus.
if you guys want to tow the ginormous boat, whatever, as long as it doesn't slow us down too much.
Come on, it's pretty cool looking. Though. Tell me, it wasn't
Totally
your,
impractical.
tell me it wasn't your first thought when you were in there.
Tell me it's not worth a cuckoo gold pieces to somebody.
Somebody.
Maybe if you could,
I like
got
it.
a lot of wood, you could tear down and make into 50 normal sized boats.
I like giving it to the
Dilly Roar.
The hill Dilly Roar.
Yeah. We'll trade it.
I think that'll
We'll
be
We
give
can, get the
that-
whole,
give-
we can get the whole bay for that. Maybe
We
not.
give her
Of ships, the
we
broken
give
ships.
her a boat that fits her, and we take the one named in her name. I mean, what more could she want?
Yeah.
There's a Dilly Roar and a Dilly Roar 2. And Dilly Roar 2 is
Yeah,
big enough for her.
I would go with that. Yeah, I mean that would be enough to really. The ship belongs to Shimber.
No.
Oh, you're right. It's that really is Shimber's wife.
Shimber's wife, yeah.
I forget her name.
Yeah.
no.
In her dreams.
Yeah, we tow it back.
Right?
And that way we can keep up with the Dilly Roar.
Yeah. We'll keep pace with it.
I like it. Thank you. Some resolution there. So,
Tentative.
I'm with you. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
trust her either.
Well, it's again, he's not. He's still pissed at her, and he's not giving her the satisfaction of a bold-faced confession to her.
So at some point, Christiana's gonna have to figure out: does she? You can sense they don't trust you, right? And so, how do you win their trust, right? That's a rhetorical question, something to think about, right? And do you even care if they trust you? But I would say, for the group, it would be kind of a nice cohesive reason. If for some reason they welcomed you as part of the venturing party,
It would be really nice if they did that.
yeah. So how are you going to earn their trust so they welcome
Welcome
you?
part. It might be begrudging.
I'm
It's
kind of enjoying forcing Wes to make a new character every 3 weeks. Personally.
I can make that happen.
one
I
fireball.
don't care how powerful she thinks.
One
she
breath
is.
weapon.
I got a spear and a coat.
Twirling.
No, this is perfect serial television. It's like there was a
Yeah.
romantic interest, and then they're mad at each
Betrayal.
other, and now there's this
Serial television.
Tension.
this
It's a no-
begruding
It's a novella.
acceptance.
YouTube.
Yeah, you know.
Cliffhanger.
Thing where like the young and the rest.
Hey, we've got our massive audience hooked.
That's right.
That's right.
Next, someone needs to
It's like
become
overly
pregnant.
traumatic.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So we got Ross and Rachel. So
Right.
one of you is Jennifer Aniston. I don't know what
I could tell you show them.
It's dramatic.
Or no, that's right. So yeah. So now we
Another TV show I've never watched.
what?
Okay.
Never watched Friends?
You have to try hard not to see that show.
I don't think you'd like
I've seen
Friends.
As you're
parts
flicking
of
channels.
Friends
I don't
as
think
well.
you'd like
Friends,
Friends.
no.
I think you'd like Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, a little bit, but I have better things to do.
Okay. So I mean, we have so it's 3-4 o'clock, right? 3 o'clock. You've been hanging out. You've gone from the streets. You're back at the tavern. We gotta get rid of that map. It's way too big.
Yeah, we start. Yeah.
Map, what map?
So we started drinking early today. It's been a hell of a day.
Oh, we would help clean up. Do a lot of
Yeah, you
cleanup.
spent the rest of the afternoon trying to sort out the rubble. Slowly, the townspeople come back in. You probably have Grolgark is patrolling the air, watching for the giants to come back, and you reassure the people that this gold dragon is a good dragon, which they keep track of the dragons. They understand that the metallic ones are the good ones, and
What do we do with the giants' bodies?
drag them off into the sea.
They'll choke up they'll clog up the. No, okay.
You
Drag
I
them
don't
out
know.
far enough, then they'll just be
Burn them.
fish food.
That's what I was.
That'll smell.
Build a pyre for and
Sure.
That's
An
wild.
honorable death.
That's a big honking pyre. I guess.
Dracarys. Few people got that joke. Those who watch Game of Thrones got that
yeah,
joke.
yeah.
Never seen that.
You
Yeah.
burn
I bet You
them.
watch that.
Yeah,
It's not for
not very age appropriate.
not for 13, 14-year-olds, whatever you are.
No. Of course, one of my animals not up in this episode. I just heard.
Are you 13 already?
Mm-hmm. Just turned 13.
Sorry, 13.
You lied to me. Oh, I'm 14.
Crossed into the teenage.
My brother's 14, so
Your brother is? Oh, Max, yeah.
messed that up.
He's almost 15.
So he's patrolling. We're dumping. We're dealing with the bodies one way or another, whether it be fire or water.
One of each.
One of each. Yeah, right. Try them both. You know.
I thought there was 3 different.
Do you work on pulling the boat out of the harbor?
No, we got to get it retrofitted.
No, we don't.
No, we're
How
just
are we
We're
steering
towing
giant.
it? How are we
towing
steering
it.
it?
We're doing
You're
it.
towing it.
Okay.
We just need a really
So
good rope.
that's by doing that, you're likely admitting to your vessel to the town.
Vessel.
We have our magic ways. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how you hook it up.
Can I cast invisibility on the ship?
I don't think so.
If you did it in the dark of night, you could.
That's where I was headed. I
probably
was like,
get
well, we'll
away
do it at
with
night.
It's not like that's
All right.
searchlights.
And
maybe
last
we'll do
night, oh, better yet, we have a yellow submarine, right? It stays underwater. We discreetly send the tow rope down, and the big boat just moves
Just sails on up.
magically.
I was gonna say, yeah, you could make a show of standing on the shore and doing some higgly biggly be gone, and it just starts moving. Oh, look at that!
That's what we ought to do. I'm on it. Let's go.
Who's gonna pretend to be
Let's
the
leave
wizard?
these townsfolk thinking, I'm glad we're seeing the last of those.
Who's going to be the Wizard of Oz?
We could just have the dragon tow it out far enough, and then we can take over.
Whichever.
I like-
I'll make a
like
show of
that.
it.
Okay.
I'm sure my
Make it magical. Make
performance
the
is
treat.
not.
We're deceiving a lot of people. That's the only.
Performance
Yeah,
is
from the
plus one.
docks. They're not.
Hey, if you hand wave it, that's fine with me.
So that's what you. Tell me that story again.
So, we're going to. Let's see. How are we going to do this?
Put the rope in the water.
Yeah, we're gonna secure. We're gonna bring our submarine in.
Yeah, I could swim after the sub. And
Right.
pass
We
on
got
the
our
directions.
super swimmer. Right. So he can go and secure the line to the underwater hardbreaker, and then I can make a show of hocus pocus. Oh, and let's go.
Green smoke.
Hang on.
Who is the most magical of our party? Varenka or Olak? Or
Yeah, I mean,
Yes, sorcerer.
Oh, like actual magical?
Sorcerer,
yeah,
It's gotta be Ruckus or Raider.
Ruckus?
I could put some fairy lights on it or something. while
That
it's-
might be
Fairy fire?
another good way
Oh, no.
to intimidate the town for Ruckus. Look at how powerful he is. Be another reason why they would want him, let him go, get him out of our town.
Let's see. What's the description of this?
When we come back, he's cured.
He never comes back.
It's a cool little town.
Ooh, and I could make a show of by casting warding wind, have wind swirl around me,
I think you have Gust.
I have warded
Yeah.
one too.
and I could. Ooh, we could.
I could be on the deck and be like, make those-
Yeah, we could
those
relay,
sails.
right?
the
I'm
sails
casting it,
poof
the
up.
air's swirling around me, and I go like this, and I drop it, and then you pick up gust and go.
and the sails poof
Come
out.
on, this is awesome. This is out of the box thinking here, folks. Let's go.
Let's go.
So, when do you do this? So, take me. So, sometime during that morning or that afternoon, you go out to the Horde Breaker and you move it closer into shore, right?
Sure.
The day we leave.
Sir swims a lot. I'll handle that.
The evening we leave, right?
When are you doing this?
When everything is done, all the
Yeah,
dilly
oh,
roar's
but-
back, and it's
Well, yeah. I mean, so I need some.
Well, that's-
I need sense of time because we've said
Well, that's true. That might-
if the Giants are going to come back the next day,
yeah, so
we
That's
need
the
to
day the
we need
Dilly
to
Roar
we need
shows
to
up.
nuke them before the boat, or are we saying we're going to take the boat?
when
and
we're
then
ready
what-
to leave.
Huh?
I
Yeah,
think when we're ready to leave because
but that's after the Giants,
I think-
which is tomorrow.
I think
Yeah.
it's Giants, Dilly Roar, reload the Dilly Roar, leave. So 4 days at the most. We might be able to leave 3, and then the night we leave.
The Dilly War is going to stay in port for a few days,
At least 1 day.
at least one.
I don't
Day.
know how long the bus is going to take to put on that.
Yeah, I
Probably
mean,
not a small operation.
it's probably going to take a few days. I'm
With
thinking
a crew,
3.
it's probably a day to load it and get it on.
Yeah, they got
They got to do the rigging. They got to attach it.
I
It's
know,
a
yeah.
deal.
which the
Whatever
Dilly
you
Roar
say.
is going to be ready for to be port for you for a few days anyway.
Right.
But I don't think you guys barely care about that, right? So the Dilly Roar is going to come to port. They're going to do whatever they need to get the bust in. You're going to do your business, and the Dilly Roar after that is probably going to they're going to head to Waterdeep
Right.
because Shimber has business there,
Right.
right? Now, so when do they come in? When do they get to town? Let's see. About noon. They get the Dilly Roar pulls into port. You can see them off in the distance by mid morning, and then by noon they're to port. However, there is this big ass giant ship that's kind of blocking a little bit. But
Okay, so we could do our show in the morning
Right.
and just park it out away.
another problem.
Say we just are getting it out of the way so your port isn't screwed up.
I
Yeah.
think, I
And
think
we will
the Dilly Roar could fit in one
be
of the other
rid of it.
docks.
Yeah, there was other docks they could fit in.
We don't need to get it
It could
out
be
early.
parked off on the horizon, and then we'll get rid of it later.
But he said there's a problem with that.
There's a different problem.
Well, what time are the Giants spotted?
Well, it's got to be morning.
It is, but the 6 was noon. The 1 would be
8.
8. The Giants are spotted out. Now, are you really going to worry about moving that giant ship, or are you going to be setting up your ambush?
Oh, the ambush all the way.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
have to do
You
it
wake
fast.
up at the crack of dawn, and you go out and you find your most advantageous spot to set up an ambush.
Right.
So
Right.
we will have gone through a long rest by then.
Absolutely.
So
you all get a long rest.
So will have they.
So will have they. And as they're coming through the trees and through the mountains and they're coming down in the plateau and they're heading toward town, some miles away from town still, you set up your ambush and you ambush the giants. and we're saying that happened at 8 o'clock. So you're probably an hour's walk away from
My
the
giant killing before breakfast.
hours walk from the village at where this happens. You have Grolgart scouting around, and he gives you some tip that they're coming, and you ambush them.
Do I need to spool up like 10 centipedes or something? Because I can do that.
Yeah, well, you do
With the giants?
you
Yeah,
do
right.
all of that
Do
stuff.
all your-
Right?
We take
And with all your preparations, yeah, there's a battle there. They probably get a couple good hits in, but ultimately you're going to take them down.
Got it.
be fair. Should we use a couple of spell slots? While we...
I'm probably not going to worry about it because the rest of the day there won't be any other. Unless you do something silly, there won't be any other real encounters. like
Ruckus.
if unless you tell me you're going to take on Christiana.
And the constable.
And,
And the town guard.
And sound guard.
all right, so that happened at 8 o'clock. It's probably 9:30, 10 o'clock by the time you get back to camp. All right,
No.
back to town, back to Gundbarg,
And that's about time we see Dilliroar way out in the horizon.
and that's about then, not long after, you see the Dilliroar, the sails on the horizon coming toward town. Yep,
Awesome.
They get docked about noon.
they get. Yep.
Get the stuff off the ship that we want to sell, get rid of,
So you have the.
do our business that afternoon.
You make you sell the carapace. I think you were using a shrink ray to maybe shrink those down.
What?
Not ray, a shrink,
At least to-
enlarge
at least to
Yeah,
carry
the
them.
reduce spell.
the reduced
It only
spell.
lasts a minute.
Yeah, like, maybe at least to carry it, but
Yeah, maybe to carry it.
Yeah, so you can get it into some warehouse. That's all that you needed to do. You get it off the boat and into a warehouse. And so you settle up that deal. You get paid for that. You have them out there, or do I need? I'll look it up for you later if you want.
Please look. Yeah. I mean, I could probably go find it. But
Yeah, I have it too. But
So are we the core party, are we hanging around for a couple of days while the Dilliroar gets its upgrades, or are we hopping on the submarine and getting out of here
fair point.
and let them get
so
But we have to resolve.
Dilliroar's come in. You've had your lunch with the crew, right? You caught up with Shimber and everyone, and you've arranged for the bus to start almost immediately. They start working on that. You've done your dealing with. So by now, it's probably already 3 o'clock in the next day again, right? After you've done all your business.
There's no reason for us to wait around. Go do your thing with the constable.
And now it's getting to the point of there's no more excuses.
Right.
You've taken care of the business. I take that back. All right. So we've done the bust. We've sold the carapace, right? But that ship is still in harbor. When do you undo your oogity boogity?
Right before we leave.
But we need him, and if
It
Mr.
helps.
DM and the constable go sideways on us, which we know could happen.
We'll torch the town and we'll be on our way.
well
Well, but I'm saying we could have him at
we
least
could
do the hookup. And
we could do the show to just pull it out of the port and then it can sit
right.
offshore for a little while.
Seems like extra work to me.
But it ensures that we have him available before he goes to the constable.
Again, whatever. You could do it without me
We could.
if the timing mattered. It's just a show for the kids to and make the townspeople love us a little more.
We're leaving with Ruckus one way or the other.
So we're gonna, but it's okay. So it's day 2 or whatever.
Whatever.
So I'm gonna go do my thing with Constable, and then we're gonna hop on the submarine and leave, even if Dilliroar's not done.
Right, because we'll tell Shimber to start. I mean,
Shimmer's going to go to Waterdeep. We're going to do that thing there and then go to Waterdeep.
and
gonna go to-
hopes
And we'll
that
get there about the same time.
and hope that the mob with the pitchforks doesn't burn our boat down. That's still here.
No, because we're gonna do what you said. We're gonna get it out. We're gonna get it out of
Gravity
port.
well them.
No,
We'll
the
pulse
dilly
wave.
roar.
We'll fireball.
Oh,
There won't
Dilly
be
roar's
any
still going to be here
torches,
for a couple days, right?
except the ones we make.
right.
Yeah.
The town has no argument with the Dilly Roar. They don't.
They know we own it.
No.
They know you are outfitting it with the bust,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so they believe you own it.
Okay.
That's just the only
Fair point.
risk. But maybe the sheriff will sit on it for a couple days. I don't know. All right.
I think Shimmer can take care of it.
All right. So we go to the
Smooth talking asshole.
so I'm going. You want to be there, right?
I don't think it's a wanna be there. It's
Needs
insisting.
to be there to
Well, it's
wrap up your business with the constable.
her contractors, all of this. So
Yeah.
it's-
I might ask Varinka to come too, just to
Have some muscle on your side.
have some muscle if this thing goes sideways.
I have a shoulder to lean on.
Yeah. Okay.
So, remind me, are we doing the whole giant ship pulls out of port before or after your admission to the constable?
I was inclined to do it before,
Okay.
but there was some dissenting.
I
thinks
just
it's extra
figure we
work.
do it on our way out. He's coming with us one way or the other.
Yeah.
Well, I need agreement.
I'm with Bill.
What's that?
We do it as we're leaving.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, done.
We'll
Okay.
take care of it if the shit hits the fan.
Yeah, you could have like rigged it up overnight.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, right.
I'm all with that.
So
Yeah.
it's rigged up, ready to go.
Right. I agree.
Ropes in the
There,
water,
right.
just sitting
You.
there.
I'm gonna go have we're gonna go have the meeting with the constable, and then we're gonna walk right back to the dock and be out of here.
My recap show's going to be a bitch.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Oh, you get to sort it all out and figure out when all this stuff actually
Well,
happened.
I'm going to lean on his notes.
Why they're here.
Okay, so you've rigged it up such that as you leave, now we'll get to that. Since you're going to do that afterwards, we're to the part now where you've got Varinka going with you, and you've got Christiana, and you're going to visit the constable.
Yes.
All right, you go into the office. He's sitting there's probably a couple guards just lazing around, right? And so, how's this go down?
So we arranged to have a meeting with him. So we're at his
And who's with us
office.
again?
The two of
Varinka-
you,
Varinka.
Christiana, Jessup, and a couple guards off to the side.
So we walk in.
I would like to have this conversation with just the three of us and the constable, if we could.
There's just two guards.
Out of earshot.
So
All right, guys,
If
Yeah, because you don't want rumors.
go take a break.
yeah.
Hang outside. All right.
Just occurred to me that the constable's going to be number 10.
You're going to.
Don't you already have an unknown number 10?
Well, the way it's written is how many people
No.
know.
Mhm.
Not that they've actually seen it, but that they know.
That they know.
Oh God.
you can explain that to him that by doing this you
No, all right,
cursed
all right.
another person to die.
So, okay.
Well, also the whole point of it is that by doing this, he's gonna go and get help,
Right.
and it won't be as big. a
So,
problem.
all right. So I would.
Like you cure the curse of a god. I don't think.
You don't know.
I'm pretty sure they can.
So all right. So I will say the constable. So. I am burdened with a curse. It.
I just have an idea. And I whisper into his eye, what if I said I'm the one who changes into a shark?
No.
Then the curse says, you know. They know it's
It
you.
saves me one person.
Well, what was the deal with Christiana? He has to take responsibility.
But I think we would have explained that there's a A cost. A curse.
No, you're boogering things up. You almost had them.
All right.
Let him do it.
All right.
Rewind it.
Yeah. So
I gotta.
I'm thank you, but no, I'm gonna do this. So yeah, I'm burdened with a curse that causes me at times to transform into a monster, into a shark, a bloodthirsty shark, and in that form, in that blind hunger, I was the one that killed the fisherman. This curse has gotten worse over time, continues to get worse as more people learn of it. I'm probably making it worse by telling you. And Christiana has vowed to take me to those that can help me alleviate this curse. I'm telling you, so after we have left the island, you can tell the family it was a result of this curse of mine. The fisherman did nothing to deserve it. And I don't expect I will ever be back here. I don't expect them to be able to forgive me. They just let them know that it was from this curse I've been burdened with, and I'm seeking to try to alleviate so this doesn't need to happen again. We're leaving town within the hour. And as I said, I don't expect I'll ever come back here because I don't expect them or their friends to forgive me.
So,
Nicely.
inspiration, all right, earned, all right, but I still want you to give me a performance check. This isn't, you're not lying. There's no deception here. There's no it could be persuasion if that's better. So persuasion or performance, as you try to paint yourself, you did a fantastic job. Matter of fact, I'll even give you advantage on the rolls because you did so well. All right. I think this works into your wheelhouse, right? The performance or yeah. So I think you're going to do good in the roll. So you're going to have to really blow this roll to not yeah.
So this is does the constable believe?
So this is how well you persuade or perform to convince him that you're telling the truth, that you're
really leaving.
I'm the victim here. No.
Yeah, that you painted yourself in the best possible light.
Okay. We gonna use that inspiration right now?
Well, that's one die.
I get to reroll one of them? Okay. So that's better. Unnatural 20.
All right.
I had your back. I could have made you reroll.
So he's contemplating, and he says, I don't want to alarm you. He's feeling a little bit uncomfortable. He just watched you three take care of. He kind of standing next to Christiana, right? And he's guards. He calls them back in. But just to have a little bit, right? And he goes. So, do you agree with this assessment, Monster Hunter? Are you confident that you can perform some sort of rehabilitation?
I know people who can. You asked me to deal with your problem, and
Do you feel confident that he will allow you to escort him back to to wherever you need to take him?
He has given his assurances, and
Ding ding.
No. I have not said anything about where.
No, you called the guards back in the room
Yeah.
and talked about what he needs.
What the Jessup is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Okay. So he wants some backup. That if you guys go bad, he wants some people behind him.
Yeah.
But the guards don't know.
He-
They didn't hear the admission.
they don't know who you are. And
Yeah.
That's right.
Anything about this.
He had to shout to call him back in.
Yeah. You're good.
You're okay.
All right.
Trust the DM on this point.
On this point, trust the DM. Yeah. He's just very uncomfortable right now with this potentially killer
Yes.
beast in front of him.
Yes, and I'm
And a 7-foot
Please.
giant standing next to him.
choose your words carefully in front of your men.
Forgive me, I am a bit nervous, as you can understand.
We have dealt with the problem as we just explained.
I feel more confident from her saying this.
Yeah. So what Cristiano would say is he has given his assurances, and he has come a long way. The first step was coming here and admitting.
Stop looking at me when you say he, everybody.
What's your problem?
I don't want the guards to know.
That you killed him.
Yeah.
Yes.
As-
I don't want the guards to know we're talking about me.
Right.
I don't.
not yet.
They will know.
They will know.
Don't know.
They just won't know he's a shark.
They won't know that you're the shark.
They don't know
Okay.
about the curse, so it
Okay,
won't
that's-
affect.
They will know that you've been arrested, air quote, right? Fingered, if you would. So, you are sure.
To finish it, yeah.
Yeah.
So Cristiano, he's come a long way. The first step was coming here to show that he's serious about making good for what he's done. Was to come here today and to fess up to the crime, and he has taken that step, and I believe that he's ready for what comes next.
If it will help, your guards can escort us to. I told you we're going straight to our ship and leaving.
But your ship's not leaving for another 2 days.
We have our other one.
Well, what other one?
Come to the docks and find out.
There you go.
Well, and he's really confused. But so you're gonna leave before the end of the day, and we'll never see you again.
Yes.
Christiana?
And I will go with that. I will make sure that Ruckus gets the help that he's looking for.
And he walks over to the corner of the office. There's a safe there, and he fiddles with it. He reaches in, he pulls out a bag that seems to be full of coin. He says, "I'll hand this to you as you get on that ship."
Very well. I will see you at the docks.
For your payment. All right, very well done. He follows you out to the docks. His coin in hand, guards at his back.
Okay, so here's what Ruckus will be at the wheel.
There we
That.
go. Sure.
Where everybody can see, so they see and know I'm leaving
Right.
at the wheel of the giant ship, and then
I'll put on my show. You put on your gust after I go.
yeah, well, but you actually should be on the boat with us.
Fair point.
If we're all leaving,
Yeah. Okay.
you could pile onto the giant boat and we'll get on the submarine later.
Golgar can shoot off some fireworks. Fire.
And maybe Olak is on the boat,
You know.
and there's some sort of messaging going on that it's time to go. And as you step on the boat, he hands you a bag of 1,000 gold coins.
I will make note of that. She will thank you, Constable Jessup, for your hospitality.
And as you grab the bag from him, he holds on it. I trust I will never see that creature again.
Not in his current form.
Especially not in any other form.
We will do our best.
And then he'd be giving you a word, he'll never come back. Your word!
Yeah, I'm trying to think
That's
what
what I
she
heard.
would say and how she would say it.
That's what he told him.
That's fair. He has given his assurances and that he will never return, and we'll do our best to reform him and make sure
Your word that he'll never return to this island.
he will never return to this island.
He is,
What do you know?
and he walks away, backs away.
We never talked about maybe compensating family. No.
I made my donation.
This is
Yeah, but now that you've
a
accepted
paltry-
guilt,
a
maybe
paltry
there's some.
sum. How much did he put in there? It wasn't that much.
30 gold pieces, something like that.
Was
that,
it?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Is that your pocket change?
Right.
Pocket change, or was it coming to America pocket change? Anybody get that one? Okay, never mind.
No.
Yeah, well, coming to America.
I've seen the movie, but it's been long.
Yeah.
Been a long time.
Okay. So, Christiana's on this boat with the rest of you.
I got this plank here.
And the boat seems to automatically start to pull out of port. Christiana, how do you feel about this?
Well, I mean, she's an artificer, right? So she has seen a lot. I wouldn't say that she's, she's curious, certainly, but I wouldn't say like she's surprised or like oh
You
my
might
God,
go.
what's going on? What's
You might
happening?
go to Olak and
Yeah.
just say, "Help me understand how this works."
I want to see your tricks.
Your towing mechanism.
Yeah, I want to see your towing mechanism.
Olak.
Yes.
So
I mean, we.
at this point, you are a mile outside of port, well out of view of anyone from the Gundbarg. On your
Yeah. So in that case, I'd have them pull up the thing so we can transfer to the nicer boat
to the
submarine.
Hordebreaker.
Right. Whatever it's called.
Do you have a pen, Dave? When you get a chance?
The yellow submarine.
That'll work. I got a pencil.
So somewhere a mile, well after the viewable from the city, in front of the giant's ship, maybe off to the side so you can see a little better as you stand to the edge of the railing, your nose barely peeking over, you see a metal sphere, oval perhaps, poke out of the water. And a line running from that ship to this ship. Right? And do you invite him onto her, if you would? Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't imagining we were going to keep her there, so yeah, I'll invite her.
I hope you invite her on. That would be a long journey.
Yeah,
What
I
happened?
suppose.
I got a right out of him.
Yeah. Let's go.
All right. So you enter this and so now we're towing the
To port.
Viking boat behind the Hordebreaker, and you say make heading for
Port lost.
Port Loss.
That's where Galileo is.
Right. We're dropping this boat off. Am I remembering that right?
Yeah, we're dropping it off, making this exchange.
Yep.
Hopefully they're not
Gonna give you a gift.
No, not a gift. In exchange for the
Dilly Roar
other,
1.
the actual Dilly Roar.
And maybe someone writes up a piece of paper, some parchment.
Bill of sale, bill of, contract.
Receipt.
Yeah, you do that.
Yeah, whoever's
Can a
got the
hill
best penmanship.
giant
I mean, it makes you more comfortable. It gives
Right,
you
right.
some.
1 SHP. What ship?
She'll go. "Puh, puh."
Okay, fair enough.
And so, tell me the terms of this. What does this parchment say? You,
Binders
Dilly
keepers,
Roar,
there you
take
go.
possession of Viking ship in exchange for
Director
our.
called Dilly Roar 2.
Well, we're on Dilly Roar 1.
Well, technically you're on Hordebreaker, but
Well, yeah, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We are trading for Dilly Roar 1. We are going to give her Dilly Roar
Right.
2,
Yeah.
which fits her much better.
Right.
And she will know that Dilly Roar 1, with her as our maidenhead, will be forever known and recognized.
Until
So
you
what-
change its name on the way out of port.
So the paper is just to. Well, you want her to acknowledge that the Dilly Roar 1 is ours? Is that
Yes.
why we're writing on a
Yes.
piece of paper? Okay.
I'm not sure how much legal contracts have weight in
Hill Giant.
with Hill Giants.
well, it may not with the Hill Giant, but it might if it ever came in contention with Shimber and I forgot her name.
That's a whole another thing you guys are going to have to resolve.
Yeah, I mean that's just kind of a fun.
You're part of us all now. If
Yeah.
you want to hang out with us.
She, Christiana doesn't know anything about this.
Yeah.
She might at some
Oh,
point.
you
but-
fill her in.
Part of the ship, part of the crew.
So you go back to Port Loss and there she is and she you're towing it in and you get close and you do your whole rowboat thing, right? And you take the maybe you anchor the Viking ship outside and you go find Dilly Roar and you approach her with this and the paperwork just say, hey, we realize that the Dilly Roar is commissioned by you and a gift from you, but we would like to have it officially proclaimed. We're going to keep the name Dilly Roar, but we're going to take official ownership. And this is stupid human stuff, right? Stupid human stuff. But for this piece of paper that's going to say that the Dilly Roar is ours, we're going to give you this Viking ship that we have acquired that should suit your needs perfectly. It's designed, architected for
A
you.
woman of your stature.
A woman.
Nice.
Nice.
There you go.
A
I was
woman
gonna
of
say
your
full-figured gal, but that's a much better way to say it.
Well, why don't you come and take a look? And she'll wait out there and it's like, oh, well, yeah. And then she'll climb on there. Oh, this is
It's in excellent condition.
yeah.
One owner, low miles.
Exactly. Precisely.
Nobody's going to come
This
ask
is not a
questions.
fixer-upper. This is
No.
And
This
no one's
is
gonna ask
move
questions
into-
about
And
it.
we didn't even spill the blood on the deck. Exactly.
You want Dilly Roar's mark? Where? And she very much will just do her thumbprint, right?
She picks up this postage stamp.
And her thumb that's as big as your head, and as big as a piece of paper. The lines of the mud or ink go the entire.
Yeah, whatever.
Her fingerprint. Deal.
all right.
You should show her the picture of the hill giant if you've got her around. Like Dilly Roar, who we keep talking about.
Got her somewhere.
Yeah.
She helped us with our first boat.
So I mean, which picture do you want?
The one of her,
The
of the actual giant.
Oh,
You have her somewhere.
yeah, I got her somewhere.
So then we'll head on to Waterdeep from there, right?
Mhm.
Maybe stay over.
We waiting for the Dilly Roar
Gotcha.
one to catch up to us.
It won't be catching. He'll be going straight to Waterdeep, right?
Yeah.
And
We were going to have
Well-
their speed towing.
Okay.
But now we'll be going faster down to Waterdeep, so probably get there pretty close about the same time.
Okay.
I don't know. Let's see.
Well,
Alright.
point of order. Do we feel the need to have Dilly Roar 1 stop by Port Loss so that she can see the Maidenhead to see that we met our commitment?
We didn't arrange for that.
Okay.
Was it
Did we
control?
promise that to her?
Well, we promised
Did
we were
we
going to
come
put
up-
one on there.
She's
Did we-
happy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she go.
Okay, she's happy. She got a big
Control
Alright.
D.
I like the boats.
Question is, what are you gonna do to convince Shimber's wife to not sail off with the ship?
At this point, I'm just hoping they haven't been lynched by the townspeople for being associated with me.
So
Dave, I would say we would steer much farther away
You know, people are
from
very conscious
Neverwinter.
about corporate parents
And
and
you
how
have
they're
us-
how the
otherwise,
board of
yes.
directors act
okay,
these days.
I'm gonna use this.
I figured you were just doing it for time, but
Yeah, I am.
if you
So
were doing it for encounters, that'd be a different story.
except for towing the ship, I think this leg you're gonna have to go slower. Otherwise, you could risk hurt. So we're gonna the sailing ship. It takes this whole trip is 17 days. So that's probably I don't know. Call that
I thought
7 days.
I thought the Hoardbreaker was going twice as fast as the sailing ship.
It is,
but,
but
it
this
halved.
But that giant ship
Would be
was
normal.
bigger than the Dilly Roars.
Right, so it would be halved,
Slow us
right?
down.
so this is your normal sailing ship. It's gonna take you 7 days
Right,
towing it to here.
right.
All right. And now we take that off and we do Control D. And you go out. You go out to here. You come down to here, and you go to here. We said 7 days, right?
Yeah.
And now this is half the sailing. So this is 12, 13. We'll say 6 days. So we said 7 and 6, 13 days total for you to get to Waterdeep. All right. Now for the Dillyrar, which is leaving 2 days later.
You might even throw an extra day in there, with the Dilly Roar.
Okay. So
Make it
14.
even 2 weeks. Yeah.
14 days. All right, now we take care of that. And now add 2 to this Control D. The sailing ship goes from there to here and into Waterdeep. It's taking that sailing 14 days. Plus 2. Because they
Alright.
leave 2 days later. So there you go. You get to Waterdeep 2 days in advance of 2 days in advance of the Dillyrar.
And we're back to parking our submarine offshore and
Rowing it.
So
Rowing, flying, swimming.
Towing, whatever.
Waterdeep. So McCath. Anyone remember McCath?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's on the boat.
she is.
She's on the boat.
Did her stuff is still on Dilly Roar, right? Or
No, her stuff is in your bag of holding.
All
So
the
does she
books
come
and
with
things.
us?
McCath is with you.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, she's been on the
And
submarine
so
the whole
is
time.
the other barbarian.
Yeah.
So what did you
Oh, yeah.
leave
Goliath.
on? Did you leave anything on the Dilly Roar?
Who you asking what? Has anyone left anything on the Dillyrar?
No.
I don't
What?
We
think
moved the
so.
treasure over
I
here.
don't think so.
So what are your assurances that
Shimmer has to come to Waterdeep for his brother-in-law.
that is true? Yeah. Thanks for reminding me.
For say it again.
His brother-in-law.
Oh, right, because we found the thing to cure his brother-in-law. Yeah, okay.
Forgotten about that.
He hopes. She hopes.
On the way to Waterdeep, McCath approaches Gloin
One's like, what?
and says, "I've seen you do some magnificent things. I can't begin to understand how you can transform yourself. But be warned, do not transform yourself within the walls of Waterdeep. You would find yourself under much discomfort. There are wards against dragon in Waterdeep.
Okay, thank you for the warning. Is this just inside the walls of Waterdeep?
Just inside the walls of Waterdeep.
Now I have a question for you, Miss Expert of all this stuff. What happens, does anything happen to me in this country because of the horn being blown? How will it affect me, or will it affect me?
Are you familiar with the common house cat?
Of course, I've ate a few.
Are you familiar with the food that they give them that drives them a little bit nuts?
Yeah.
The horn will, if it hasn't already, I'm surprised. The louder the horn sounds, the greater that insanity becomes.
So the farther I'm away from it, the less effect it has on me? The closer I am, the more effect it has on me?
I say yes. When you hear it, your blood will boil with an urge that you have never experienced before.
As a gold dragon, will my nature help me fight against this? Or is this same effect for any dragon as a dragon?
It is my belief that the metallic, chromatic,
Yeah.
right? Dragons are less affected.
Okay.
But I'm no expert. I am an expert, but I don't have first-hand experience.
True. I haven't felt any. Okay, I'm trying to think back. How much time did I spend as a dragon while I was on land?
Plenty. You flew from Neverwinter to Borlas.
Yes, I did. So. Okay.
I was looking for where's my scenes?
Failed his Constitution roll.
No, that's not the one.
Sure what my constitution is. +2.
Before we get to Waterdeep, is there enough time for Olaf to start messing around with upgrading Mini to version 4?
Yeah. I mean, you would have.
Or at least figure out what parts he's missing?
Yeah, I would say so.
We all can upgrade.
With your stolen blueprints.
Stolen from you.
From Christiana.
You maybe want to collaborate.
Unrelated. Upgrades were in process when you met Mini. I just hadn't started them yet, but they were in process in my mind.
Someday you might have one that's as nice as mine.
Seriously, I'm on the wrong screen.
Shh. Shh. You're a battlesmith artificer, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Where'd it go? Waterdeep city map. Where'd it go? There it is, right there. So, I'm going to challenge myself. I have an intro to Waterdeep video that I'm going to produce to give you background that McCath and Christiana would know. And this is Waterdeep. It's another super duper big map. I can activate that for those.
Oh boy.
Too bad Taw's not here. He spent some time in Waterdeep. Okay.
And next week,
There's quite
so figure out what you want to do on the boat, right? You probably want to spend some time in the garden. And it sounds like Ken is going to do some tinkering.
Christiana would probably spend time exploring, poking around.
Well, we're still on the boat at this point.
Right.
Exploring, poking around. Yes, and you, I'm sure there'd be plenty of time poking around the engine rooms and the lower decks to you'd be fascinated with how all that works. And we will dive into our adventures. Think about what you're going. So, McCath is going to be quite insistent that the first thing we do is we go to the Blackstaff Tower. The Blackstaff Tower, and she will require that, bag of holding, so she can get all of her stuff to the Blackstaff Tower. And the Blackstaff Tower, the Blackstaff is actually the name of the lead wizard of the academy. And so the Blackstaff is the lead of the academy in Waterdeep. And this is where she has been given the urging that you need to go for those 2 quests she's given you, right? There is Narenvain and there is Verum the White.
So we can get more details about those at this Blackstaff.
I think you have the details you need.
Okay.
So, I mean, you could bypass Waterdeep entirely and go straight toward the as we zoom in here.
Well, after her warning, I would be much happy about not staying in Waterdeep too long, because there's no reason for us to be there.
So there could be a reason. Varinka is quite adamant, as is your companion. I don't have his name on the tip of my tongue. And the whole slave storyline you have reason to be there for that, right? There's a confrontation, perhaps, with Xanathar to be had, if you choose to go that
the
path.
black market is big down in Waterdeep.
And what would we plan on doing about that against something like a Xanathar?
Well, I think we could take Xanathar.
Uh,
Sorry.
what
It's not
is-
Eeyore. But there's also Waterdeep is a major city where we can find some nice magical items. We've got
Shopping,
26,000 gold still sitting in our pockets.
which reminds me of
I just paid out the crew the 6 days to get to Gunderland from the Purple Isles. That was 300, and then I paid 700 again for the 14-day trip for the crew to get to Waterdeep. So we're at 26,532.
So,
And I already paid for the bust. That's already counting the bust.
Brinka being the one I trust the most, I would pull her aside and tell her what McCath told me, that there are wards in Waterdeep against dragons. So if we stay there
That
and we
sounds
have a
good.
confrontation, well, I'm going to stay.
You can't do anything.
I can't do anything as Grogart.
Right.
I'll have to stay as Glowing.
But you've already got your kill, right?
Yeah, that's not the issue. I mean,
It's
I'd
just
much rather be a gold dragon with 173 hit points
right.
than Glowing with 91.
You have an arm tied behind your back. I get it.
So I have this website, 5emagic.shop/generate. I go in here to shop generator. I say we're in a large city, and I can generate a shop.
Yeah, you were showing us that last
Yeah.
time, I think. It was really cool.
And so this is modified prices, and
You
so
export that to us.
I can give you
Link.
the link.
Well,
The problem is
it's going to be random.
right here.
Weld them all.
But I know I have to open up Discord.
Now I'm missing my donkey.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Hmm.
the
What-
poor
Here,
dog.
here you go.
Whatever did
Here
happen
you
to the donkey.
No, just for you.
I think he's back in under the
Yeah, the
In
Winterstone
the
Temple.
temple?
yeah.
You sure it hasn't been fed to the tiger?
Better not. says
It's gonna be a dead tagger.
Yeah,
And
it
it
makes
did
you.
whoever
It
did
makes
it.
you generate it again.
All right, so I've got it. I've got it in Discord, and I've got it. Oh,
Yeah, it makes you start over.
yeah. Anyway, so there's some shopping to do, and then who knows what other encounters you might have.
Especially Olak.
Does Varinka want to talk about this at all with her companions?
Above the table?
Well, so Varinka has a mindset of when she goes to Waterdeep. What does she want to accomplish?
Yeah, I would definitely say that I have some errands to run. I haven't been in water deep in a while. I want to check on some things.
You're not.
I might want to help. What's his name? Settle
Yeah.
the other Goliath.
So that the other Goliath is keen on rescuing his family,
Yeah, and so that's
infiltrating Xanathar's lair and rescuing his family, his wife and daughter that have been held above his head, held over his head, forced him into servitude.
Good luck with that.
And Jimber, of course, wants to visit Xanathar to give.
You know, and that's all kind of just on the side, right? I wasn't gonna.
I
Well,
would
it
say
might tie into.
It might.
and Varinka is going to be pretty strongly pulled to help him. He's clan.
Yeah. All right. I think you and I have more talking to do before.
It may be, it may be just something.
I thought you were more strongly driven.
Well, I'm pretty sure I would.
All right.
Whether they come along is up to them.
All right.
I guess I missed your.
We have
message.
2 other
It's
errands
been a few weeks since we talked
Yeah,
about it. So.
yeah.
that are time demanding.
Sorry.
What's it?
We have 2 other ventures that are time
There's other
demanding.
things to do. for
Yeah, absolutely.
sure. But they're not necessarily time.
Yeah, I mean, you go to
Things
what?
to do with the dragon horn and stopping that
Yeah.
are time demanding.
So is his family.
A family versus the world. Let me think about that.
Yeah.
If it was your family,
Different. It's not my family.
but it is my family.
Oh.
That's,
You're dropping that.
and that's okay.
Monica, come
But
on.
Varinka might have to follow her own path.
Okay.
But now I'm pulled because Ruckus needs me. I don't
I
know.
just don't see how we're beating Xanathar. The last
Ruckus
time I
wants
mentioned
to
this, we
change.
could take Xanathar. You guys all said Xanathar has his own book in D&D. You think you can take him?
You guys did
right.
say that.
Now you say, well, we can take Xanathar.
I think we could, but it's not going to be easy.
We're older and wiser now, and
No, we aren't.
a level higher.
No, we're not.
Maybe you don't take him on directly. Maybe you run some sort of heist thing where you rescue the slaves without directly confronting
Yeah,
them.
that worked really well over back in the last place we tried to do that and got caught and ended up in the Kingdom of Strahd.
Well, you
point.
also had an amateur DM there.
There are risks.
Yeah.
We lost a year.
Yeah.
In 2
Thought we
weeks.
were gone for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You gained many levels though in those 2 weeks.
Maybe we'll get a year
Spent
back
a
this
lot of
time.
money.
Oh, yeah, that's get a year back.
We'll go back to before the
So,
horde takes
all of this and more as we approach Waterdeep next week on Dave's Imagination presents.
Dark Queen Ascension, The Fallen.
Dark Monica ascending.
Dark Monica Ascending. All right.
I like it.
Do it.
And then that's
Do
what
it, she says.
So now we need video of you rising up from under the table.
You got to do the hair.
Slower.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. Let's change my camera. Change my camera to the. Not the corner camera, is it? Oh, it's the corner camera. There you go.
Oh.
Or maybe this one. No, not that one. Not that one. Well, hold on. Where's my camera? Where's the one I want? Where's the one I want?
There's that one, but it's I think pointing at the floor.
Means no. Where's my no?
That one's good.
Where?
Where's my? Oh,
The camera's on his monitor.
my camera on my monitor. Oh, there. I'm at camera only. There it is.
Okay.
All right. Arise, Dark Monica.
Here.
Right, face the monitor.
Look.
Now?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
That's your
Okay.
thumbnail.
On that note, we're ending.